Seeing us on Facebook yet?
Takes a second.
Yeah, I'm refreshing here. There we are. Okay, got it. Yeah, of course. Mine's down. Mine's actually off.
Too tired to sleep, I can't turn off my mind. When all of your problems lay right next to mine. And the green paint, the white sheets, this house we built for you and me. I can't help but repeat the best dreams and we hoped would be reality. But now I know the answer why I toss and turn like it's my
Yeah, fire it up, fire it up.
fight or flight, like looking up at the sky. And there is so much more than meets the eye.
Attention, you are now tuned in to Pass the Controller. Game roll. Round table, show me your moves. How these moves get good and get in the groove. Gears of war like Sonic hopping the tuck. You don't want the smoke, you'll get bodied by big nuts. Come for the character, stay for the content. Fans from the elite to the civic binding. Conventions are stream, the topics deceased. So tune in, peace and hair grease. Let's go, baby. Peace and hair grease. Pass that, pass that, pass that, pass the controller. Pass that, pass that, pass that, pass the controller. Pass that, pass that, pass that, pass the controller. Pass that, pass that, pass that, pass the controller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Pass the Controller. That's right, and check this out, it is our 4th annual PTC Pass Controllers Passies. I gotta say that correctly for the 4th season in a row, man, because y'all know they're gonna suss me out for that. It is happening live as we come in here and celebrate 2023's gaming moments with y'all, man. It's been a fun, fantastic year. You already know what it is. I am McNugs, man. Of course, the Saltiest Game in the World, man. Of course, we have our full panel tonight. Of course, we're gonna have somebody coming in as well, too, man. But we gotta just introduce ourselves because it is a glorious occasion. Every December, we come and we talk about how this year has been great in gaming. How these titles been showing us, man, that we are proud to be gamers, and this is what it's all about, man. The Passies is what you needed, man. Not the Game Awards, forget that, man. This is what we all want as gamers, man, and that's how we do it every year. This is the 4th Annual Passies, man. I can't wait to get started. Again, we have a great panel right now, man. We're gonna go to our co-host coming from live, looks like from the stage hall, man. We got Civic Minded. Civic, how you been, man?
Everybody, we're excited to be here tonight. We're going to be looking to pass out a lot of platinum joystick trophies tonight. We got the Passie Awards.
There it is.
That's beautiful.
Hey, we're very excited. So lots of awards to give out this year. 2023 was an absolutely momentous year for gaming for everybody across every platform, across every genre, across every country. It was an absolutely awesome year to be alive if you're a gamer. We're excited to celebrate it with you guys here tonight. There were almost too many nominees to even count for these various categories. So this was a year that had something for everybody. If you were down with RPGs, you were taken care of. If you were a sports game fanatic, you were taken care of. Comic books and first-person shooters and fighting games. What a resurgence in fighting games this year. That's amazing.
Even the movies and TV shows as well, too, man.
Oh,
That's crazy.
Man. This was by far the best year for video game movies and TV shows. I mean, too many to count. They were excellent. There were so many good ones. It's unbelievable. So, I think things are looking good there for Hollywood now that we have the writer's strike over the actors.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking good. So even with that adversity going on this year, we saw a lot of really great product there out of Hollywood for the video game oriented content. So it's amazing. So yeah, we're excited here. We're broadcasting live here from the Civic Center Auditorium in Civic
I like
that. Is that your bathroom?
Yeah, I rehearsed that all day.
The Civic Center, I like that.
That's your bathroom, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes. So,
awesome.
Yeah,
that's the shower.
Good.
Gotcha.
And we have with us live via satellite. Now we're gonna throw things
yes,
down
I'm in a satellite.
He's inside of a satellite with us.
That's why it's curved like this. That's why it goes back that way.
Yeah, it's like the movie 2001. Remember when he's walking around in the circle?
Yeah, he does the whole thing. Yeah.
So,
great.
So what's going on?
That's how I
there,
stay in shape. Oh man, I'm on the red carpet tonight, and I'm just ready to talk to the. I tell you what, we got a star-studded cast here tonight. Of characters here. Some character. Look, I'm not gonna say anything, but you guys are in for a treat because I put some effort into it. There's also a whining dog behind me, so I apologize if I have to run out in a minute to let him out. I will take care of that maybe when our other host gets here very shortly. But we got some fun to get to tonight. It's very late, so let's just get started. I can't wait anymore.
He's coming in via his own helicopter,
satellite.
I believe.
It just detached from mine. It was a. He's entering the atmosphere. He's like an ODST. That's what he's doing. He's like going down like this right now. He'll be here shortly.
Nice.
Yes, let's go. Let's get started. I am excited.
All right, guys, we got plenty of awards to give out. So what's up? What we got going on here?
Man, listen, we got a lot going on today, man. Listen, we going through so many categories, and let me actually just run down the different categories for everybody to kind of like reflect and see who to anticipate, man. First of all, we got best multiplayer experience. We have video game character of the year. We have also video game movie and TV show of the year, which I mean, like I said, we have a lot going on as far as like with the streaming services, man, which cater to gamers, and thankfully they did. We have gaming platform of the year as well too. Best acting performance, we also have flub of the year, which we always do every year, man. We talk about that like crazy. And then we also have if I can look, here we go. Feel good moment of the year, man, which is always a feel good moment, man. It's listen, the years societies always sucks, but it's always a feel good moment here and there. And then you also have PTC show moment of the year, which celebrates the accomplishments that we've done throughout the years, and it always has been a lot of accomplishments that we brought to y'all, and it's amazing, man. Like we said, we just do it just for the love of the game. We also have soundtrack of the year, graphics of the year as well too. And then we're going to focus on the Lifetime Achievement Award. It's always a set focus on one particular icon. We have our icon for 2023. We'll talk about that later on. And of course, the usual game of the year and also the other game of the year, because the game of the year sometimes the nominee sucks a little bit, man. So the other game of the year is the game of the year that you really wanted to put in there, man. So that is what we have, man. So
the one thing that sets things apart, everybody has to understand, the one thing that sets us apart from every other award show everywhere else is that this is the one and only video game show where everybody gets a say in the awards that we give out. So we here on the panel, we're gonna speak our case, we're gonna plead our case to the audience. And then the audience, we can have a little dialogue. We're all going to figure out who wins live on the show. So nothing is predetermined. Everything is up for grabs. So if you want to join in and help influence the outcome here and see that your games and nominees win, jump in the conversations. Whenever you see them come up, we're going to talk it over. We're going to maybe put you live on the spot. Who knows? Anything can happen here at the Passies.
Now, matter of fact, that's a good point that Sim actually brought out too. You could. The main thing is to vote in the chat. So wherever you are on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, I'm looking at all three. Make sure you put your votes in the chat and put your, don't tweet me, don't DM me like last year, man, because all y'all was DMing me like crazy. You know what I mean? Y'all probably won't listen. Y'all still DM me like crazy. So don't DM me. Put it in the chat, please, because it helps me out a lot, man. So that's what we do here. For real. DM me in the chat, man. Seriously. No. I swear to God, dude, that's what they do, man. Let's do this thing. We're gonna start off. Let's start off by doing multiplayer, because first of all, I like this, man. Multiplayer game of the year is such
best multiplayer experience. I just want to use my announcer voice there.
Basically. So we're going to talk about best multiplayer experience. I'm going to actually put it up here too. We're going to talk about that. And let me switch it up real quick. There we go. All right, cool. So here we go. So we got the best multiplayer experience. And the nominees are, boom, we got Baldur's Gate 3. We have Dead Island 2, Lethal Company, Party Animals, and finally, Quake 2. That is our nominees for best multiplayer experience. I know Nick is shocked because his nomination is not up there, but listen, we had to take that off.
Fortnite won whatever of the year. I was thinking that. Leave me alone. Can you have a multiplayer of Baldur's Gate 3? Like what?
No, we took out Halo Infinite because that was a
I'm like, why is listen? It's my best multiplayer experience of the year. All right. I'm taking Taylor Swift. All right, Beyonce had the best album of the year. All right, we're moving on. All right.
Because I looked at the nominees, I was like, Halo? I was like, I can't put that in there, man. That's gonna be cheating. That's like another Among Us.
I played Party Animals. Jokes on you.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I can talk about one of them. Haha.
So let's talk about that. First of all, there's a couple games that really I got to put up there. I mean, honestly, we know that Lethal Company is probably the biggest right now. It's most popular game streaming right now to play with friends. I haven't yet played that, but I do want to play with some friends and all that too. It is so good, man. It's like that apocalyptic kind of wasteland game, and it's so many shenanigans you can do. But honestly, if I had to lean towards something, I love Dead Island. I love every one of these, man. I really feel like the best multiplayer experience for me was Party Animals, man. Party Animals was so much fun. Just the chaoticness, man. I never laughed so much. Just clocking people, man, as a cat. You know what I mean? Party Animals, man. It was amazing too, man. Like I even played Party Animals was like the successor to what is that, man? What is that game that came out last year?
Gang Beast.
Yeah, Gang Beast. Yep. Yeah. And I haven't played Gang Beast. Gang Beast, I guess, was like a test run.
It's fun. It's good too. It's the same kind of fun.
But I feel like
it's all fun.
Yeah, but Party Animals just gives that little bit of like push, man. I was like, you know what? Oh my God, if Gang Beast, I play Gang Beast a little bit, man. But Party Animals just kind of sold me. I was locked and loaded in Party Animals, man, and I never looked back, man. It was so good. What say y'all?
jump in here because I think that the one thing that needs to be said when it comes to just the multiplayer aspect, these were great games. All five of these games were excellent games,
Mm.
but I'm looking at it just solely judging it on the multiplayer experience. So for me, yes, Baldur's Gate, very good. Party Animals, that's made to be multiplayer. Same thing with Lethal Company.
Yeah.
Excellent games. I put Dead Island 2 in here, and I also put Quake 2 for two different reasons. Dead Island 2, I've always been a fan of the Dead Island franchise. This newest one is a more refined, updated, a deeper experience. It's got that polish on there. It just makes it so perfect for multiplayer. Put a lot of time in there with some buddies of mine. We just had an absolute blast. I like the fact that it's multiplayer co-op. So
Yeah.
you're not beating up on each other. It's not that kind of multiplayer game. It's you're
If can I ask a question?
common goal. What? You want to ask a question?
How's the multiplayer experience on PS4? I'm just curious, considering the fact that you are the one who had it on PS4, correct?
I have it on PS5.
Yeah, I want to say it's on PS5 too. Yeah.
But if you have PS4,
Yeah.
did you ever
I-
try the online on PS4? Was there anyone else?
I didn't try it.
You didn't even try it? Oh,
No, sorry.
you had like a world record right there.
I don't know what you're. Are you okay? What are you?
I'm great.
Why would I play it on?
What are you talking about?
If I have it on PS5.
Because you had you had like a world record pre-order there for a minute. Like what?
I know what you're getting at. Okay, all right. You got to put your
Oh my
jokes in
goodness.
context there, Nick. Oh no, no.
Move
Yeah,
on.
I'm not going down. I've
Move
told that one
on.
before. So I also put Quake 2 on here because, for one thing, it's a 26-year-old game that still holds up. Like it's like a brand new game. It's amazing. It plays great. It's like, exceptional fun online. Quake 2 just set the standard. Every single modern day first-person game,
Facts.
first-person shooter owes a great deal of gratitude to Quake. And it's still
Like Halo
it still holds up.
Infinite.
It's still, withstands the test of time extremely well. So any one of these games would get my vote. So I'm gonna pitch this one out to you guys in the chat.
Yeah. How about you, Nick? What do you say about because
Well, it's crazy because I actually, speaking of multiplayer, is someone who could probably chime in while we're here. Oh my goodness, it's Captain Price from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Price is
Captain
right.
Price, how do you multiplayer Call of Duty, it goes hand in hand. How do you feel about that? Okay, wait, hang on. He's about to answer, and he's gone. Sorry, that's all the time we had. He's done. That's all the time. Call of Duty. Sorry, quick like that. That's all the time they gave us. I'm sorry.
Press F.
Sorry. Anyway, let's move on.
Press F.
What are they saying in the chat?
Oh man, so I'm looking around on chat, man. It's so funny. I'm getting like people hit me up on Twitter as well too. A lot of people there's some people that are saying Dead Island. Of course, they said Party Animals as well. Lethal Company is actually really popular now, man. A lot of people saying, listen, if you haven't played Lethal Company, you're missing out. I hear you on that. It's a lot, man. It's between those. And again, and Baldur's Gate is really well too. But you can honestly, if I would make a case that as well too on Baldur's Gate, man, I feel like you could actually solo that. Is it considered multiplayer? It is considered a multiplayer game. I'm not trying to sway the votes from anybody.
What do you multiplayer on it? I'm so confused.
I'm not trying. No,
though,
you can multiplayer on it, man, for sure.
Okay.
But you can also it's done solo as well too. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to sway nobody's votes.
Everyone I've talked to about has only done solo. That's why this is complete news to me. I thought it was a complete solo like experience or whatever. I had no idea.
It could be a solo experience. It can be a solo experience. It could be.
No, it follows the Dungeons and Dragons rule set, Nick. So you can party up with other people online. Each person has their own class and race and all that stuff. So it's multiplayer co-op.
Right. So shout out to Parker.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So shout out to the chat. Parker Major said Lethal Company was fun for sure. Party Animals for me. I love Quake, but the new generation didn't or cannot appreciate it. So the amount of folks online was so small. Retro Cat Adventures also says, honestly, no opinion on this one. Other than as much as I like Quake, it's not the same. And Baldur's Gate has many strengths in other categories. I just never look at it as a multiplayer game, really. Then again, it's like I said, we're not trying to sway, but it could be done. When you look at other games like Party Animals, you can't play Party Animals solo. It's impossible. You know what I'm saying? Look at Dead Island. Can you play Dead Island solo? I mean, you can.
You can, but here's the difference. Dead Island was always made to be like, a party multiplayer game. It's almost kind of like Left 4 Dead or something like that, where yeah, I mean you can play it by yourself, but why the hell would you want to?
It's
Like
more
Right.
fun with friends.
it highly encourages exactly. So that's the thing, and I think to Retro Cat Adventures' point, it's like okay, so Baldur's Gate doesn't first come to mind as predominantly a multiplayer game, but more of like a role-playing game in the
Right.
traditional sense. So even though it does have that component, it doesn't market itself, as a multiplayer game. So I mean, for me, honestly, I got of all the games this year, I'm going Dead Island 2, and it's just personal preference. I love that game. It really
That's
exceeded
fair.
expectations.
That's
for me.
fair. That's fair.
Well,
Nick, you said
It's crazy because I'm thinking about Baldur's Gate because it's like I thought it deserved all these accolades as a single player experience,
Mhm.
and now here I am like,
I think I hear the
okay,
music
cool,
playing.
cake and eat it, cake and eat it too. Yeah, we gotta do it. Yeah.
I think I hear the music playing.
Well, we got some votes again from everybody from YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook.
I'm going party animals. It's too much fun.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So with the votes calculated,
Dang, we forgot to nominate Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves
Norman
was-
Phillips just brought that up. That would what were we gonna say, Mark?
I'm gonna say, well, Sea of Thieves, when it came to but Sea of Thieves was 2023 or was it 2022?
I think it was. Oh,
Yeah, I
it's
thought
2022.
I
That's
think
why. Okay,
2022. Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah,
hold on,
listen,
hold
Sea
on.
of
We're
Thieves-
gonna go to the judges. We're gonna go to the
We're gonna go
judges.
to the judges as well too. That's a great point too, because honestly, I ain't gonna lie. I think we did nominate Sea of Thieves last year.
I think it won last year.
It won last
Oh,
year.
Sea of Thieves is 2018.
Oh, 2018.
We suck.
Dude,
We suck.
Listen, but that's
Yeah,
a great
that's an
point,
old-
though. That's a great point, though. But I think we did give praise to Sea of Thieves and stuff like that. But with all the votes counted, the winner is Party Animals. Party Animals is the
Party
winner
Animals wins the platinum joystick.
from everybody's
first
votes,
best
man.
of the night.
Listen, man, congratulations to Party Animals. Again, Party Animals.
Nice, well earned.
It's such a great game, yo. Such a great game, yo. Let's say if you haven't played Party Animals is amazing. It's amazing, like well worth it, yo, for real. And like I said, just the chaos, man, and just having fun with your friends. Yeah, you definitely got to play Party Animals, man, for sure. But like I said, shout out to everybody else in the best multiplayer nominees as well, too, man. So yeah, listen, we starting off great. Let's go. We're gonna keep on going. The next
We're gonna
category.
keep on partying animals.
We're gonna keep on partying. So our next category, and like I said, remember, chat. Remember, because I'm still getting DMs. I told you. Do not DM me with your votes. I know I read all. It pops up for me on my phone for sure. But make sure you put your votes in the chat once we say the nominees. So once the nominees.
It doesn't count if you direct message it, because everybody has to see the. Listen, if we get audited, by some major, we got to account for every single vote. So you got to make them public. Got to put them online there.
I'll
Pop them in the chat.
I'll get DMs like nuts. Could you put my vote for a party? I'm like, put it in the chat, please. So listen.
in the chat.
There we go. We're gonna go to our next category, which is video game character of the year. We got some really great nominees as well too, man. It's phenomenal nominees.
They are quite the characters.
Seriously. So wait a minute. Before we'll make sure. There we go. I'm glad I spotted that. There we go. So for the nominees of video game character of the year, let me put it up and actually give the panel to see it as well too. The nominees are Alan Wake from Alan Wake 2. We got Cal Kestis from Jedi Survivor. Great game. We have Isaac Clarke. I don't know why this
Far away.
from Dead Space Remake.
Isaac Far.
We have Mario. I had to put Elvin Mario from Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Listen, Elvin Mario is amazing. I don't care what y'all say, man. And we also have Solomon Reed from Cyberpunk 2077. That is our nominees panel. Let's talk about it, man. What we say here, man? That is our 5 nominees for video game character of the year, man. Sid, let me start with you, man. What'd you say, man?
All right, so you got Isaac, Solomon, Cal, Alan, and Mario. I'm going Isaac Clarke on this. It's long overdue. He's a great character, and never before in the history of that franchise. Listen, I did not think anybody was going to come close to Gunnar Wright's portrayal of Isaac Clarke, especially in the second two original Dead Space games, because he never had a voice in the first game. So this was a remake of that first game, and now he has a voice now. So you hear him speak, you hear the development of the character, you hear the just the whole essence of him, and just how great he reacts to what's going on now. There's much more emotion behind it. He's a much more filled out character. I can't wait to see what's going to happen with the future remakes, because at this point they're probably going to do that, and I couldn't be happier. Isaac Clarke is absolutely awesome. Seriously, one of my all-time favorite characters, hands down.
It's just amazing how finally they put voice acting in it, man. Like, seriously, it's about.
And it makes a difference. You know what? And it's cool, because in the first one, yeah, I mean, there are great characters that never have spoken a word. So, I mean, you have like Link from Zelda, who just doesn't talk, but it's still a great character nonetheless. But I think that if you're going to make a horror game, it's important to really hear that. It's parts of the game are dialogue driven too, right? So other characters are talking back and forth. So sometimes, in the first one, he just like sits there silent. I'm like, wow, this dude is like the guyest dude on the planet. But and it's cool, it's okay. But now that he has that voice, and now that you've seen the polish that they put on his character, it's just amazing. They couldn't have done better. I'm so happy with it. I know other fans of the franchise, they're excited about it too. So yeah, 100% again, Isaac Clarke for me.
Yeah, and you know what's so funny? I kind of agree with you. I gotta say Isaac Clarke as well too. Again, just the voice acting in that game just hits different. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it makes a huge difference, like you said. And again, it brings up the point where it's like, okay, with that being made, like, now you kind of wonder, can that be the same with a lot of other characters that don't speak? You know what I'm saying? You're right. Make that experiment, like I said on Link, man. I think it wouldn't probably hit, man. Like until the Netflix movie comes out or something like that, man. We'll see what happens. But but with
Chris Pratt plays him.
No, stop. But with Isaac, with Isaac Clarke though, man, I feel like that did fit, man. I watched a lot of gameplay of people that's playing. I was like, you know what, this is perfect, dude. Like seriously, like you're right. He actually captured emotion, man. It's still a tense game, man. With the acting. It's on point, man. Like seriously, it's amazing. So definitely, I'll say I have to put my vote for Isaac Clarke as well too, man. But Nick, how about you, man?
Man, like, yeah, a lot of what you guys said applies to, like, Alan as well, in the horror genre and all that. Mario's won enough awards. I'm going Cal with this one. I really thought about it, like, it's always different when you get to like experience a character. I feel like, especially as a Star Wars fan, that's why people still hang on to, like, Dash Rendar, Star Killer, these certain characters that you play these games. You make these different kind of connections with them than you would with an Anakin or an Ahsoka. So because of that, the Cal, like what he went through in this game, and everything is so much better from the first one. It's so much more polished. It's such a great experience. I didn't have all the crazy glitches like everyone else did. That dog won't stop barking. I hope you can't hear that.
Even your dog agrees.
Yeah, Charlie, stop it. Charlie's a Star Wars fan. But yeah, I don't know, man. It was such a good game, and yeah, I didn't get all the bugs and everything like that. So my experience was great, just going through the story and just the places it goes, and like especially in this time where Star Wars, like if you're a fan that's seen all the stuff like me, you're eating good with Ahsoka and everything like that, but everything else is kind of like it's good to still get something that it's such a good experience to have fun with, and this character that resonates so well, and Cameron does an amazing job playing him. So I'm just like, give it to Cal. I love Cal. It's great.
Yeah, that's true. And Retro Cat Adventures actually agrees with you. Said going to go with Cal Kestis, but mostly because I'm a Star Wars fan. If you're a Star Wars fan, for sure. You know what I mean?
Right.
When the new Star Wars game
do
comes
all
out,
cool stuff.
And, it's so funny when the new Star Wars game comes out, man, as well too. I think next year. I'm actually looking forward to that, man. I feel like
Outlaws.
Yeah, Outlaws. I feel like that. I'm trying to figure out who is voice acting for that girl. But I feel like that's going to be a hit as well too. I feel like that's going to be a major.
Dude, going
hit.
From land to space like seamlessly.
I can't wait.
Oh,
I can't wait for Star Wars In-Laws. That's the one where like
oh man,
Han and Leia go over to Luke's house
shows
and
up.
eat some dinner. With the in-laws.
With the moms. Yeah. Their dad won't be there. I mean,
Baylor. Jimmy
man.
Smith comes
Too
back.
soon.
They're bringing Jimmy Smith back. Yeah, Baylor got.
All right, and the award goes to.
So listen, we got listen.
Smith.
It's a whole lot going on, man. And before we get to the actual, let's get to the winner of the award. Let's get to the winner of the award. The winner of Best Video Game Character of the Year is Isaac Clarke, hands down, man. Listen, the chat has gone crazy, man. It's all Isaac Clarke all day, man, for sure. Listen, congratulations.
Accepting on behalf of Isaac Clarke is this giant rabid necromorph. I don't
Yo, and of course,
there we go.
There we go. And we got Smoke up in the house as well, too. Smoke live
What's going on,
at the
y'all?
Passies, man. How you been, Smoke?
I just had to, do my little Kingpin impression and beat the hell out of somebody real quick before I came on. So that's one of the reasons why I'm like, you did a good job. I must have slapped you around a couple times. With my new series Echo coming out, I had to do some quick changes. I had to wipe the blood off my knuckles.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and all that good stuff. So what's going on, everyone? It is the Passie Awards 2023. Yeah, I know I got here a little late, but that's all right. This is what we do. We do it every day. We already announced some awards, and we already announced some winners. So let's keep the ball rolling. Mark, who's next?
We're going to keep it rolling, man. And our next category is Video Game Movie and TV Show of the Year. This category, of course, man, we as gamers, man, we are blessed to have, not blessed, blessed and a curse, man, to pay so much money on streaming services. Blessed to have a lot of gaming movies and TV shows, man, to fill our eyeballs and our minds with, man. And seriously, this year has been a plethora, and I'll use that word and I can't spell it, a plethora of video game movies and TV shows, man, that has pretty much been in our faces that we can enjoy. Like, seriously, we couldn't fit every single one of these, seriously, But I'm gonna tell you, we got some really top nominated video game movies and TV shows. So now, the nominees for the best video game movie and TV show. Here is the nominees. Let's go. It's not that. There we go. As I show the panel, the nominees are Gran Turismo, such a great movie. Super Mario Brothers movie. Tetris, which I gotta watch, man. Sivis talking about that. Tetris. The Last of Us on HBO Max. And the last one is Twisted Metal. Those are our nominees for Best Video Game Movie and TV Show of the Year. All right. Listen, panel, let's go on to it, man. What do you say? What do you say?
I say The Last of Us.
Oh, okay. All right. Last of Us.
Yeah, because, we were all tuning in every Sunday to see what was going to happen next, even though we kind of knew, but we wanted to see if they stuck true and they landed on every episode. And they did beyond the landing. They hit beyond the landing. They went under the ground, over the ground, and everything else in between. And outstanding performances across the board, including some extra stuff that we didn't know before and everything else. I love the first episode when they first introduced everything that was going on and everything about like some actual factual stuff about, roots and plants and all that stuff. So yeah, it was a very, very good show.
I have a question. Would you guys be okay if we made a quick game time change here to the roster? This would be a first time ever in Passie history. But
it's our award show. Let's go.
I agree. I agree so much with what Smoke just said that I feel it's only necessary we break this category in half. We nominate, we got to go with a movie and we got to go with a TV show. There's
I like that.
Much. That means, okay, so I'm going to change this in real time here. So Castlevania Nocturne is getting in. Cyberpunk. Oh, shoot, that was 2022.
That was 2022. Yep.
That's not eligible.
Yep.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. All right. So you see what I'm doing here. You see what I'm doing. You look at the list. So now, here are the nominees for the best
read them
TV.
off.
Here's what we got for TV show. We got Twisted Metal, we have Castlevania Nocturne, and we have The Last of Us. Can anybody think of any others? I know there were more.
TV shows?
Yeah. Anything else?
We can put Scott Pilgrim, man. Listen, I'll put Scott
Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim. Yep. Scott Pilgrim.
Ooh, that's
Scott Pilgrim.
You
can put what's that show? Skyhawk. Skyhawk.
Let's go to the...
we go to the audience, but Captain Skyhawk was good too. Yeah, Captain Skyhawk was great. You got to watch Captain Skyhawk. That was some I ain't gonna lie, that show was phenomenal.
All right.
All
Yeah,
right.
that was so good, dude.
All right, so this is what we got here for we have our 5 nominees for TV show. We have Twisted Metal, Castlevania Nocturne, Last of Us, Scott Pilgrim, and Captain Skyhawk. And I can't disagree with Smoke. Oh my God. Any other year it would have been probably Twisted Metal or Scott Pilgrim. Oh my God, but you're not beating The Last of Us. That is just an absolute masterclass in storytelling. And he like Smoke said, every episode hit. They landed every episode. There wasn't one weak episode in the entire run, and you know it's only gonna get better. Yeah, I can't mess with that. It's The Last of Us for me.
Okay. Whew. See, now that you added, man. See, now you.
I know. It's
Yeah. See,
tough.
now you threw a wrench in my plans, man. So honestly, I would think, I would think, you know what? I gotta go. See, Scott Pilgrim was so good. Ah, man. Honestly, and I'm a chat. Like I said, help me out on this one too, because it's between. Castlevania was great. Castlevania was so good.
Really was.
And
Really
like
was.
I you know what's so funny? I didn't care for the last season of Castlevania. This season as well too was yo. I was on the floor. We binge watched the first 3 episodes of Castlevania when the Netflix special did their thing, and they showed the first 3 episodes, and then afterwards they said it was out, and I just watched the rest of it, dog. And that whole night I was like, I couldn't look back. It was great.
I think Nocturne's pacing is better than the original series, and I love the original series. It's not a major complaint, but I think that they've dialed it in now where like the pacing is like perfect. It's perfect. Yeah, but I still think I still got to go with Last of Us.
Yeah.
One thing I will suggest for next year as a category: best anime video game, best animated video game that crossed over from being on TV to video game.
Okay.
Like One Piece, like Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that's a good
I'll
idea.
let you do
You know
that.
what I mean?
I don't watch Dragon Ball.
That's a good
man.
idea. That's a good idea.
That's on you guys.
I like
you
that.
Guys can
For
do that.
TV show, I like Norman said it. He said I got to side with Twisted Metal for show, but only because Samoa Joe as Sweet Tooth was the absolute treat to watch, which is
Yes.
true. Which was definitely true. You know what I mean? That was definitely a good point. Honestly, I have to go with The Last of Us. I have to go with The Last of Us because like I said, it was
Did
just
someone say Dragon Ball?
it was just it was just a treat to watch as far as like I said, just the shows. I love the way they expanded The Last of Us too. Remember that one episode? What was it? What's that old guy's name? God, what was that old guy's name? Remember? What's the name?
Will?
Man?
Or,
No. I should know the freaking. They gave a solo episode to him. You know what I'm saying? His
Nick
life.
Offerman? You talking about the episode 3 where
Yeah,
it was?
They have a relationship. And
Yes.
everything?
Yeah. There you go. Yep.
I don't remember the name of the episode.
I love the episode because it was like, all right, cool, because we didn't really get that much, especially in the game. I mean, which is a game, and they got to speed through the game for sure. But at least they got like a little backstory for him. You know what I'm saying, and what he went through. Which
That's
was,
just using the medium well. They used it. They had the opportunity. They weren't bound by the game. They were able to expand. It's a good adaptation.
Yeah, and also good writing. You didn't have a Walking Dead situation where they stretched out a situation that you knew in the books for 2 or 3 episodes. No, they got right to the point of the story, gave you a little backstory, and then they moved on to the next thing. So I like that a lot.
I like that a lot too.
You can't. The thing that stands out for me is even if I had never played the game, the performances and the writing were so on point that it would want to play the game.
Yeah.
And I still wouldn't be let down. So for me, I think this it's indisputable at this point. I think it's The Last of Us for me, but I'll defer to everybody else. But that one gets. But back to the chat, don't sleep on Twisted Metal, really, because
for sure.
That was really good. And any other year, this would be a weak category. But this is a category that's gotten so strong now we have to split it right down the middle. So it's crazy. So
man.
As long as Anthony Mackie doesn't try to do his Will Smith impression. We're gonna be good.
Well, we got a lot for a TV show votes and all that too. So the nominees, we're gonna do the movies as well too. The winner for TV show, best video game TV show, which streaming also include as well too, is it is The Last of Us. Yeah, The Last of Us is pretty much like already on point, man. Like seriously, you know. So yeah, there we go. The Last of Us. Now,
Nice.
coupled with movie, we're gonna talk about movies as well too, because what movies did we? Like I said, we have Tetris, we have Super Mario Brothers movie as well too. Was there any other video game movies that was on point for this year? It was
Yes.
Spider-Man.
We have 5. We have 5 now in the.
Well, you can't say.
Now I want to say no, Gran Turismo.
Sure.
Yeah, Gran Turismo. Yes, Gran Turismo, Super Mario Brothers movie, Tetris, and then trying to think of whatever. What's
5? We got it updated. Refresh your screen. 5 Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's, yeah, and
There
then
it is.
Dumb Money. Dumb
okay.
Money.
Yeah, so the
The
update.
GameStop
Oh
store.
yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, which I saw the other night. It's
All right,
amazing.
bet. I'm gonna let you.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna let you read it out because my refreshers ain't working. So yeah, okay.
All right.
So there we go. So that's the 5 nominees. So say it again for one more time, Siv.
All right,
5
so
nominees
video
for
game.
best video game movie, Siv.
Best video game movie of the year. We have Gran Turismo. We have the Super Mario Brothers movie. Tetris. Just called Tetris, by the way. Nice
Mhm.
name. 5 Nights at Freddy's and Dumb Money. Dumb Money.
All
We're
right.
worried about the GameStop stocks situation, which is really awesome.
Nice.
So, yeah, all good movies.
Nice. Shoot, man. Listen, the box office can't lie, man. And I enjoyed it. I watched it 3 times. I got to go with Mario, man. You know, Mario was funny too, man. It was so comical. You know,
I've had him up. He can't lose 2 categories in a row while he was holding my place for me. That'd be insane, right?
Yeah, right. Listen, it's just phenomenal, man. So I mean, listen, we didn't this year we didn't have of course Sonic movie. We'll talk about that next year. That's going to be automatic win next year.
Yeah, we will.
You know, but this year
That's probably gonna
for
win.
me is Mario. I love Mario, man. That was great, dude. I had a lot of fun with that, and that was 3 times I spent tickets to see the movies, man. Great, amazing, man. So what about y'all?
Well, I got to tell you, the way this breaks down for me is I love Gran Turismo. I never thought they would adapt it into a movie, but
Yeah.
they did, and it's fantastic. But not everybody's into Gran Turismo and racing. So I love Tetris. If you're an old school gamer, if you're an old head like me, Tetris is an amazing movie. Amazing. Like you lived during that time and you were there when the Game Boy came out and when, Alexa Pajitov was going through his ordeal in Russia and things like this. It follows it. It's a really good dramatization of what really did happen. But you may not be into that. Okay? No worries. 5 Nights at Freddy's. It's good. Somebody defined it for me as entry-level horror, and I agree. I think it's well done for what it is. Runtime is a little bit long, but it's a good introduction to horror movies. It's a good horror movie for like 13-year-olds, and I don't mean that as a diss. Again, it may not pertain to you, may not be of interest. Same thing with Dumb Money. You know, that's a movie that follows like the stock situation where like everybody was betting against basically hedge fund stock shorters who were manipulating basically stock prices over GameStop stock, and
These are all so different.
But
It's crazy.
those other movies may not pertain. They may not appeal to everybody, but I have to say, the Super Mario Brothers movie, not only is it literally a perfect movie, it brought a tear to my eye, and I did not expect it. Watching that movie was emotional. I loved it so much more than I thought I would. I really, really did. And to me, it's indisputable. I personally think it's the greatest video game movie ever made.
Okay. All right, bet.
That's
I like that. Smoke, how about you, man? What movie you enjoyed this year, man?
Well, between, like I said, I like Gran Turismo. It was a pleasant surprise to me. That stood out to me more than anything. Besides Mario, the Mario Brothers stood out to me too. But
Yeah.
Gran Turismo on a human level, it really stood out for me. I really wasn't interested in Tetris. Even though I loved the game, but I really wasn't interested in a movie about it and stuff. But I think the one movie that stood out for me is Gran Turismo. I got to say Gran Turismo because they incorporated both the game and the storyline behind the game for the young man that was playing it and everything, and you really was rooting for him, with his dad, wanting him to do something else. And all. I just thought it was a really well together game. The storyline was really good. It had a couple man tears in there, moments like that and stuff. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, right.
These are manly tears.
yes, manly tears.
Don't laugh at that.
I would say Gran Turismo.
Gotcha. Nick, how about you, man?
I come on, man.
Yeah, you already know.
It's a him. Am I? Like, it's too, it's
Nick is
too much fun.
addressing the elephant in the room.
Oh, hey, we back, baby.
Listen, we got a lot of I love how Retro Cat. Shout out to Retro Cat Adventures, man. Talking about some Five Nights is a snore fest, maybe because I'm an old as dirt, but I don't understand the zero fascination with it. Plus, the Nick Cage version was completely insanity and so much better, which I agree. That was
Willy's Wonderland. Willy's Wonderland.
It's a good movie.
Is the much better version.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it before we went on air tonight. I was telling Nick about how he looks just like Nicolas Cage from that movie.
Now,
I'm getting there.
Now, mind you, I gotta play devil's advocate for Five Nights at Freddy's, because for those that actually like enjoyed the lore of it, man, it did follow lore. It did follow
spot
lore.
on.
You know what I'm saying?
Spot on.
The lore, the Lillard.
It's
all there.
Was that the bite of 87 right there with that? First of all, that scene right there where she got bit in half, man. That joint. Spoiler alert if y'all didn't see it. But it was crazy, man. And plus, they got shout out to all the Five Nights at Freddy YouTubers and gamers that were starred there, like Corey Kenshin, man. He made it, So it's like those that were famous because of Five Nights at Freddy's. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to those content creators, man, for doing those, for being included in that movie, man. So it was cool. Like I said, it followed the lore. I loved it, man. But so I ain't gonna pick Five Nights at Freddy's. I'll pick Mario, man. And Mario was really great, man. But you know how we do. But listen, we tallied everybody's votes, and the winner is Super Mario Brothers, the movie, man, has won. Congratulations, Super Mario Brothers, man, for shining, putting a beacon in our hearts, man, for video game movies to come, for sure, man. But shout out to everybody else, man, like, seriously, for doing the thing.
Award.
Can we get a reaction there from Mario?
It's me. I'm so happy to get this award. I need to go to a gym. I'm very fat now. I eat too much pasta and the mushrooms.
Nick, how is it that you're Italian and you can do so many really good impressions of other ethnicities, but you can't do Italian? What's with you?
That makes me sound horribly racist, and I hope no one thinks I am.
No, not at all.
Oh,
no,
God.
You're very in tune. But I just thought
Okay.
I had my expectations were here, and then it just
hang on.
came in right around here.
Well, he only says like 4 things, and I can't do that good of a Chris Pratt impression. So
Wow,
try
I
saying
mean,
that 10.
that
Try
is a high
Chris
bar
Pratt
to meet.
impression 10 times fast. So that's what I can say. Oh, wahoo! It's a me. Like that's so easy. Anyone
Okay,
can do
well,
that.
then
But
it's
if you want me to do a whole soliloquy, it's a me, a Mario. What is to be Mario? I do not know. I can't do that right now. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Give this elephant the award. And
Well,
let's
there
get
you
out
go,
of here.
man. Mario Brothers for the win for 2023, man, for the past season. Absolutely. Let's get into, of course, gaming platform of the year. Now, there's a bunch of gaming platforms. Well, we still riding with the same gaming platforms, but it's a couple of surprises as well, too, man. That's been, in our
Not to be
pockets.
confused with platformer of the year.
Not platformer,
that happens. No, not platformer. Platform.
We can say gaming consoles, gaming platforms, whatever you want to pick, man.
Yeah.
There's been quite some surprises as well, too, which, honestly, I think from the list that we have, we can actually throw in a couple of surprises as well, too. But we're going to start off with the nominees for gaming platform of the year is, I'm not going to put the images up because we already know what they are. It is the PlayStation 5, it's the Xbox Series X, the Nintendo Switch, you can also include the OLED version, it's the Evercade, and it's the Valve Steam Deck. Those are the nominees for the gaming platform of the year. All right, panel, I like to listen. I like to go with Smoke because Smoke got everything.
Well, give me. I'm just laughing. No, I don't want to do.
Smoke got everything in his room, man.
I got a couple other
He's
thinking of other platforms.
You know what I'm laughing about? I was about to say to you, Mark. I said I know what your favorite one is.
Get out of here, man. That was a year ago. Get out of
You
here.
want me to Google it?
Get out of
You want me
here.
to Google
That was a year
it?
ago.
I can Google it for you.
Give me the categories one more time. I'm just curious on something.
All right, so that's PlayStation 5,
Okay.
Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, include OLED version as well too. It's the Evercade, and it is the Steam Deck. Now, I kind of want to put a rival with the Steam Deck, man, because Steam Deck was great. I've got a chance to play the what was it, the ROG, and that is pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie, that
You
is
smell
really
what
good.
he was cooking?
Dude.
Yeah,
No.
but you gotta sell more than 100 units to qualify for this
Okay,
list.
but still, I mean, the tech is there. But anyway, like I said, we'll put the
You
Steam Deck
know.
there. I'm not a lot of
Yeah,
people.
no, it is cool. It's definitely cool. I'm not trying to diss it. If you've actually, I was hands on with it too.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it is cool.
it's great.
It's
Yeah,
got some time to go. Let's let it stew for a little bit.
for sure. Yeah,
See
for
how it
sure.
plays out.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll keep
Yeah,
it with
it's a
that 5.
contender. It's definitely good tech.
Mm-hmm. We'll keep with that 5. So
Yeah.
yeah, Smoke, what you got, man?
Well, seeing the fact I never had a Steam Deck or nor played it, even though I hear a lot of good things about it. See, here's my thing. I really didn't have one this year. To be honest with you, I really didn't have a favorite console. And here's the reason why. Okay, first off, Xbox. While I've praised Xbox for making a comeback like it did as far as, migrating games over from your old Xbox system to your new one, there were also some faulty things going on with that. Even though I do like the idea of having a variety of games to play, that are free as long as you're a member and all, I think that's great. But even though I love the fact that they finally got their what do you call it?
Acquisitions.
The acquisitions and everything they won and everything else. And I think it's great. But again, other than Starfield, which I enjoyed, but it wasn't blowing me over. What real games did they have that was on a level of a AAA, or that to basically, like back in maybe some years back, you had Halo, and then you had Gears of War. Gears of War was like my go-to, and they have not put out anything on that level to make me say, God, I can't wait to play. I'm going downstairs. Now, on the flip side with PlayStation 5, it's more for me the way I look at PlayStation, while yes, they have good AAA games that come out, they're more about getting your pocket than they are about customer service and quality. Management doesn't seem to know what they want to do. Like Xbox is trying to get their stuff together. They're forming their team and they're trying to get together. And they really, in my heart of hearts, I know they're trying to do better for the customer, not just thinking about the mighty dollar. But where PlayStation falls short on, while they have, again, top tier games, I really don't like the fact that their business practices, as far as to the community on whole, is all about trying to squeeze that money out of you. You have Last of Us. How many more times you're going to do a Last of Us? Well, you had one, and then you're going to have one for PlayStation, and then not give it for free. Like, I was pleasantly surprised with God of War, and when they did Ragnarok, and they did Valhalla, and they gave away that for free DLC. Surprise! I thought it was a nice pleasant surprise. But again, that wasn't directly from PlayStation. That was from the company itself.
Right.
So, PlayStation itself on a whole is about, I know they're about making that money, but they are trying to make money hand over fist, overcharging on games. And then after they charge you, they still want, we're going to give you content, but you got to buy the content. Instead of doing it for free, it's gotten to be a point where you're spending almost $150 on one game, because after the DLCs and all this stuff, and yet we want to give these games to you. If you pay an extra $20 on a 70-something or $80 game, you pay an extra $20, which is $100.
Right.
You get 72 hours free time to play before I think that's kind of messed up. So honestly, it's like, to me, no one won this year. Nobody, at least in my view.
Yeah.
I didn't have a solid winner.
Ooh.
Right, so if I go into a video game store and I have these 5 options, I can buy any one of these, and I have no background understanding of mergers and acquisitions and politics and business practices and stock options and all this other nonsense. So I just want the best possible gaming device. It's the PlayStation 5. They have done a great job of coming out with a lot of exclusive content. I think that, what's offered right now through their various, through the store and things like this, through like almost every service level they have now that pertains to the gamer. I think there's just more out there. PSVR 2 was a big selling point for me this last year. A lot of people balked at the price, but look, if all things are considered equal, if you're into VR, that's the way to go. That's a great device. The PlayStation Portable, for what it is, I think it's great. It works great. It works as advertised. I think it's great tech. They're doing more than a lot of these other companies are. On the hardware side, they are destroying everyone else. And they are. I mean, that's something that's quantifiable. You can look at spec lists and you can see. I mean, right now, the Nintendo Switch it's a great device, but I mean, you're talking about tech now that's, 6 or 7 years old now by design. So, I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. It's great, it does well. I mean, even the Steam Deck now, I think, new operating systems and hardware and things like this are, we're looking forward to in the future. But I don't think that it's anything right now that, is going to make me jump out of my skin to buy the next biggest and best one. Xbox Series X is a fantastic runner-up, and they are the runner-up. The Xbox Series X serves one great big purpose for Microsoft, not to get people into gaming on a console. It's to wean people off gaming on a console and into PCs. It's very obvious at this point that this is most likely going to be the last console for Microsoft, and I am saying it now. It's the last one. After this, everything is going to be PC. They're going to jump, they're going to put an Xbox platform onto a PC. That's your next stage. Everything is going to be, they're going to start to mitigate that hardware aspect, and they're going to kind of abandon the console scene, I think. And hey, man, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that broadens, their horizons. I mean, you don't need to be a hardware developer at this point and rely on things that are like, chip shortages and retail outlets and things like this. Everybody has a PC. So, in my opinion, I think they're probably just going to start pushing people into the PC market, and it serves them on multiple levels. So, anyway, back to the gaming platform of the year for me. It's PlayStation 5 for what, 2 years running, 3 years running. I just love I just love it. I love the PS5. I love the Evercade too, by the way, but it doesn't compete with the PS5.
Nah, fair. That's good. That's good. That's a good point. Nick, how about you, man? Before I go to my point.
Stadia.
All right. So anyway, my point.
No. Look, it's crazy. Like I loaded up Pokemon. I'm off all week for using my PTO up before the end of the year. I loaded up my Switch for the first time in a while. Loaded up Pokemon, and it ran like
you did not
garbage.
approve this. I did not approve this PTO. You did.
What? You're not.
PTC
Too bad.
does not get PTO.
Well, what the WTF then? PTC.
F you.
All these acronyms. But I loaded up Pokemon Scarlet, and it ran like dog crap. I almost instantly turned it off, but I still played for a little bit. The Switch is not. It's a good.
What about Mortal Kombat 1?
No, don't.
No, but it's I don't know, man. It's crazy. Like, I for me, it's the Xbox though. Like over this last year, I have a girlfriend now, whatever. But like, we're going between our two houses, and she has her Series S here, and I have my Series X at my place, and we're signed on them, and I can have all the games we're playing at both locations. Sync up with your save and everything like that. It's been great. It's so much easier to game with everything. Game Pass is awesome. It's a good service. It's what?
Nintendo and chill.
Nintendo. What the? That's Xbox.
And Nick's
Nintendo and chill. Nick's got a girl.
And Nick's got.
And I'm watching.
Oh
Look, come here, Charlie. Come here, buddy.
God.
Buddy, good Charlie, good boy.
Oh my God! But I honestly, I
but
think
it's Xbox. It's so
Xbox?
easy to use. It's so much fun. You can play you can play billions and billions of games. It's so much fun. It's so easy to use.
Billions
and
of
the
games?
PlayStation's great. 1 billion.
No, that's
Jillion,
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Billion.
That's
All
fair.
right, what are we
But
looking at?
I have a PS5
I gotta-
too, and I like it.
Yeah,
But I use my Xbox more.
No, I feel that. Honestly, I gotta throw it to the Steam Deck, man. Steam Deck is it's a PC on the go, man. Seriously, I feel like you could. Again, I'm surprised you didn't say that, Sid, because you're a modder. You know what I'm saying? And you can mod the Steam Deck to your liking, I'm surprised you didn't say that, dude. Like, that's interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my modding game has transcended the Steam Deck, my friend.
Dude.
It's
No,
transcended
but
that. We're on another level, bro.
Nah, but it's like with the Steam Deck, you can. That's what I'm saying. You can put your Switch games on Steam Deck. You can put your Xbox games on Steam Deck. You can put your PlayStation games on Steam Deck. It's PC on the go. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to stream the Steam Deck one time, and I would see how, you know, just connecting and all that too. And it streams wonderful. Graphics didn't drop, nothing like that. I was like, yo, Steam Deck is legit, cuz seriously. I gotta give it to it's what we wanted as well. It's what we wanted as PC players. You know what I'm saying? You know, for those that, you know, just want to go, especially for those that are out of town all the time, like we are. You know what I mean? I'll grab the Steam Deck, man, and listen, I grabbed that before I grabbed the Nintendo Switch. You know what I'm saying? So Steam Deck, I think it's just a lot. And like you said, Sip, it's so much potential that the Steam Deck has, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to continue to grow, but it's so big right now that it's like whatever it adds on, it's just OP. It's overkill. You know what I'm saying? So hands down, I think it's Steam Deck, man. And there's a lot of comments. There's a bunch of comments. I'm going to read the comments as well too. But I want to say I tallied the votes. I want to say who won. The winner of Best Video Game Platform of the Year is it's the Valve Steam Deck. And I'm telling you right now, man, the Steam Deck, yeah, it's the Steam Deck, man. People commenting and say the Steam Deck, you don't sleep on the Steam Deck. Steam Deck is great. Let me give a couple actual comments, man, because I was like, yo, they are really legit. So, real quick, because, you know, Parker says Steam Deck, of course, you know, for sure. RetroCast, shout out to RetroCast. He did say PS5. Xbox being left behind. Switch is due for a major refresh. Every cadence I can do as much on my phone, but Steam Deck is a good second for what it is as well too. So he voted for PS5. Norman Phillips did say that wholeheartedly vote for Steam Deck. One of the greatest emulation systems I've ever used. I dare say it's today what PSP was back then, and I agree. I totally agree. Furthermore, being incredibly mod friendly to, like I said, Civ, mod friendly to upgrade and make it yours, and a great decision. Julie on YouTube did say the same thing, mod friendly. You know what I'm saying? People still DM me like crazy, which I told y'all to put on chat, saying Steam Deck mod friendly. Everybody's focusing on the mod and what you can do, that you can incorporate every single console in the Steam Deck and use that on the go. You know what I'm saying? Which is like, yeah, I totally agree, and I loved it, man. And it's just, like I said, you're gonna have so much versions, man. Of course, you're gonna have the Steam Deck Pro coming out later on in the future for sure, man. And I cannot wait. It's gonna be amazing, man. But a close second was PS5, man. But again, Steam Deck is really the way to go. Congratulations, Valve Steam Deck, for winning it, man. Because
definitely,
yeah, it's amazing. It is really amazing. That's actually a little kind of a shocker. I ain't gonna lie, man. It was actually because we all picked something different. But Steam Deck is, but Steam Deck, the chat says, hey, listen, Steam Deck is something to be, you know, not to be played with, man, for sure. All right, that was great. We still running. What's that? I'm sorry.
No, like we're on 5. We've done 4.
Yo, facts.
We've done 4 awards.
Yo, and we're gonna keep it going. Now we have Best Acting Performance, and Best Acting Performance, of course, is the voice actors and actresses and all that too, that have pretty much touched our hearts, playing as our favorite characters in video games as well too. And the nominees for Best Acting Performance of 2023 for the Passies. Let me go ahead and put this out there for everybody. Boom. We have, let me go share this. The chat saw it. We put it here. Here we go. The nominees are Yuri Lowenthal as Spider-Man. Right? We have
Peter Parker.
Peter Weller as RoboCop. We also have my man Idris Elba as Solomon Reed.
I thought he was the voice of Mark Knuckles.
Stop. We have Andrew Bowen as Johnny Cage, and last but not least, which I don't get, which Nick got explained, is the Alan Wake 2 Days Cast.
That was
what?
I love that.
I didn't play that. What do you mean? I gotta explain. What?
No, Nick, you put that. Listen, that is the nominees for
the entire cast. I did not do that.
Best Acting Performance.
that was Smoke's nomination.
That was mine.
Oh, that was yours. Oh, okay, so this one you got it.
You feel that's
was
bad
gonna
during the
nominate-
Game
you-
Awards?
Let me explain that.
He was going to nominate Darth Vader, but it was
Yeah,
taken.
you
from
know,
another
You gotta
category.
explain that. You gotta explain it.
All right, so if you played the game,
Yeah.
if you truly played the game, that whole number that you saw on the performance really went on. That was real time in the game. That actually happened in the game.
Okay. All right.
One of
Okay.
them actually performed that in the game. As you're playing the game, you're like, the game will run, the music will run while you're playing the game, and then you hit a certain point in the game, and then you continue on with the musical number.
Everybody's doing
like,
the Thriller.
Yeah, everybody, it is. If you have not played Alan Wake 2, when you get to that point, it's chapter 4. When you get to that point, it is mind blowing.
Yeah.
It is mind blowing. And I was just like, because everybody kept saying, "Yo, wait till you see the musical number." I'm like, musical number. And man, so when they did it live at the Game Awards, I was really like, "Oh my God, they did it beat for beat."
Yeah.
So and all of them,
They rehearsed.
all the voice actors, all the actors that were there, they were doing it. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I gotta grind on Alan Wake 2 to see that happen, man.
It's
for real.
fun. It's good.
'Cause
Too.
I was like,
Martian Manhunter was getting down.
I was like
He
the
doing,
dance cast. I was cracking
So
up.
it's the voice actors, not so much that it was like they were the voice actors.
Yeah.
They like what you saw in the game. I mean, what you saw in the performance at the Video Game Awards was really that's how they did in the game. I was like, oh my God.
Okay.
It's immersive. It's an interesting experience.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with that. I'm gonna be prejudiced here, man. No, I can't be prejudiced here. But honestly, dude, like I did look at his performance, man. Now here's the thing. Man, I would say Yuri but honestly, dude, I mean we got. If anything, it would have been what's my man that plays Miles Morales, man? Nick, bring him the name. All right, there we go. My man, there we go. Miles Morales. I would have switched with Miles Morales. I wanted to have Miles Morales, which is fine. Yuri is good too. Yuri is a phenomenal voice actor as well too. Miles Morales as well too. I forgot the kid that plays Miles Morales. Phenomenal voice actor.
I'm looking.
Play the music.
Yo, but
Wrap it up.
I got to go with Idris, man, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, Idris is coming out of the woodworks, man. And
Not G Jeter. There you go.
Thank you. But yeah, I got to come out with Idris Elba, man. Idris Elba and Solomon Reed, man, hands down, dude. Probably, and of course the grittiness is Idris will always put it. The grittiness, the rawness, man, wherever you want to define it as, because Idris puts it out there.
Mark, I need you to play.
That's what listen. That's gonna be a goal of ours, man, to actually have Idris.
Yo, if somebody
Idris,
does
man.
a movie about us, we get Eldris to play you. We already know who's going to play. We know who's going to play Civ. Who would play as Nick? Who would play
Nicolas Cage?
No, the little Annie. Who played little Annie, man? Little Annie. Yeah, little Annie. Little Anakin.
Oh, Annie?
Yeah,
Oh,
the dude from Sixth Sense, man. He's grown. Yeah, he looks like Nick.
Oh, Haley Joel.
Yeah, there you go. He looks like Nick.
Joel
He looks like Nick. Yeah, but
Damn.
He
Haley
looks
Joel
like
Osment
Boys
felt
season
insulted.
1.
yeah, it looks like Nick. There you go. That's a compliment, man. But
Sora?
There you go. Exactly.
You
exactly.
think I'm Sora?
Exactly. Yeah, just put some black. Yeah.
He voices Sora.
If he dyes his hair black, yeah, he looks like you, man. But so yeah, there we go.
Damn.
Sid, what about you,
take
man?
Josh from Drake and Josh. I'll take that.
What about you, Sid?
Grief. Oh man, I love this category, but I also hate it because it's impossible to pick anybody. For me, man, it comes down to either Idris. Let me explain why. We gotta talk about why Andrew Bowen's on this list for Johnny Cage, because I put him on this list.
Mm-hmm. I know you did.
If you play Mortal Kombat 1,
Yep.
you will realize the genius of his work.
Absolutely.
Listen, it's a fighting game. He plays a corny character that has these like amazing one-liners, and it's quick to forget how brilliant, the ability to bring in genuine humor to key moments in a game. It doesn't feel crowbarred. It feels very natural. His performance in that is amazing. And if for no other reason, just like all the other references to different, video games and franchises and things, when the scene where they run in and they're like, "Get away from her,"
Yeah, right.
Bitch. And he's like, nobody ever saw Alien. Like, it was so good. I'm like, oh my God, it was amazing. Like like if I genuinely laugh, like when I see something like TV, movie, video games, consider it a compliment because usually I internalize my laughter quite a bit.
Right,
But there
right.
were times in that game where I'm playing it, I like bust out. Like, oh yeah, that's funny. The other one, man, you gotta give it up to Peter Weller. That guy's been doing RoboCop's voice. I mean, what was the first one? What was it, like the mid 80s? And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, he sounds so good in that game.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
he does.
it's the kind of
Dead or
thing where
alive, you're coming with me.
you don't realize how good it is until you start to hear it and you listen to him. Like it's the kind of thing where, yeah, he's playing a robot, right? He could just phone it in, but you also hear the humanity side in the performance. He's still, a man under the machine. And in RoboCop, the video game, which exceeded all expectations, by the way,
Right.
and again, one of my favorite games of the year. It was really good. His performance really stood out. He was amazing. Yeah, a lot of dialogue in that game too. Lots and lots and lots of pages of
He's had a
dialogue.
lot of practice telling that story.
Oh God, yeah.
He's
Look,
done it
so-
like 7 times now. I feel, but he's good. He's amazing.
So I'm going Peter Weller. Honestly, I think that's the dark horse, but I'm giving up for my man. He's been doing this for a long time and deserves that recognition. So yeah,
That's fair.
absolutely.
That's fair. Nick, how about you, man?
Oh, and by the
man,
way,
you know I'm gonna go.
if there was ever a movie about if there was ever a movie about the PTC cast, I have to take umbrage with who would betray Nick. I actually think it would be Pete Davidson.
What?
Pete Davidson. Okay, continue.
I
You're good.
gotta put some. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say
yeah.
Casey Affleck, but that's yeah, okay.
What the?
Oh, wow.
How old do you think I'm not?
No, listen. If we're gonna play around like that, then Rob Schneider, man. There you go.
Oh,
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider.
Knuckles, dude.
What the? What?
Come
Oh
on.
man.
That's easy, right? All right,
Take it
Nick.
easy.
Nick, how about you? What's
God.
your pick?
Do
man?
we
Careful.
all look the same to you?
Listen, white people.
God
stop.
damn,
Rob
Mark.
Schneider. Nick, what's your pick? Let me stop. I get canceled.
Uncle Phil's about to. Mark looks like Uncle Phil's about to throw him out of his house. Like, take it easy over there, DJ Jazzy Jeff. Who actors look like? God damn. God, I'm looking like I'm getting roasted over here. God
All
damn.
right, Nick, what's your pick, yo?
I'm just trying to live.
Let's keep
I'm
going. before I
going
get canceled.
Yuri because obviously I'm going Yuri. God,
Yuri,
I'm
gotcha.
going Yuri.
Yuri, okay.
Of course I am. Look, Spider-Man, like the story, where Yuri's gone. Yuri's a legend. Sasuke, Ben 10, everything he's done. Like I've been hearing this guy's voice forever. Like it makes sense to finally give him a Peter Parker, and especially one that gets to grow up like the Insomniac one has been getting to do and everything. And I'm so excited to see where he goes with the character next and whatever they do with it. I'm in. I want to know what happens next. It's good. He does an amazing job, and Peter gets to some very interesting places in this game, and Yuri just exceeds your expectation every time.
All right.
Where's Smoked? I don't know if I got your input on it as well too, or
Yeah,
you
Alan
already
Wake.
okay. Yep. All right. And listen, a lot
The ensemble.
a lot of people saying it's RetroCat says I will go for RoboCop because that was surprise game of the year. Shouldn't have worked. It shouldn't have worked. You're right. It has no right being as good as it is. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
That was definitely good, man. So I got some
They'd be
good-
really up doing all these old movies. We got Ash, we got Aliens, now RoboCop. They just keep doing them all.
Yep,
What's next
absolutely.
year?
Yeah, facts, exactly. And
I guess Jurassic Park.
well, wait for the Jurassic Park game. I can't wait. Anyway, and the winner for best performance of the year is Peter Weller as RoboCop. Man, congratulations to Peter Weller, man. That is
Drop it.
absolutely, absolutely well informed, dude. What's up?
I have Peter Weller in my ear right
Oh
now.
my
He
God.
expresses his thanks, and he would like to say that he would buy this for $1. I don't even know what that means.
Well, this is awkward. So
Uh-oh.
right here, I have to. I started embezzling money. RoboCop is here to take me away. He's not actually here for the passies. I apologize. Please do not shoot me, Mr. RoboCop. Just take the award and leave. I am sorry. You go. Anybody do a Pierre Weller impression? I don't know if I want to try it after my
The name's
criticisms
Murphy.
I've been receiving for my impression skills. Goodness gracious.
You can save yourself with an Al Pacino. I always like your Al Pacino.
Hoo-ha.
I mean,
All right,
typical,
never
right?
mind. Maybe not this time.
Typical, right?
That's all you
All
need to do. Your sister's there.
Wait. Say
Dead or alive,
Don Pacino.
you're coming
Say
with
Don
me.
Pacino. Say Don-
Yeah.
Dunkachino. Who's that coming? Dunkachino.
Listen, we are halfway point of the awards show, man. And again, like I said, chat, if you got your voice, man, put it in the chat, man. Your votes, your opinions on said nominees, everything. Put it in the chat as always, man,
so
for your
smooth.
votes to count, for sure.
Didn't they say Jeff Keighley's supposed to be coming on past controller?
No.
No.
He wanted to do a presentation for,
World premiere.
World premiere.
No, I don't have time. I don't have time for 3.5 hours of commercials. So no, Jeff will not be here.
There you go. There you go. Now, with everything,
I love this
Wait,
one.
Brian, we just got a world premiere. We're about to show right now.
Let me guess. You played it already, and you're very excited. But first, Gonzo.
that made no sense. Anyway, I digress, man. That's the game. If you haven't
You know
seen
what
the Game
really
Awards, go
made
see the
no
Game
sense?
Awards.
You know what
Gonzo.
made no sense is the fact that I sat through it. That's
Yeah.
what made no sense.
You did. Yes, you did.
That made absolutely the
Yes,
least
you
amount
did.
of sense.
Yes, you
I
did.
did. I was there.
With every good stuff that happens in 2023, we can always talk about, the greatness that happens. 2023 was a great year, but there's always have to be some F-ups. You know what I'm saying? Some screw-ups. So we got the categories for the flub of the year, 2023 flub of the year. And here
A flash.
are the nominees for 2023 flub of the year. Call of Duty 3 Modern Warfare falls very short of expectations. Yes, it did. The Day Before sucks. It gets yanked from Steam. I was looking to play that. And the studio folds as well,
I
too.
love how that's a word.
Yeah, and the studio just crashes. So just want to put that out there as well, too. Naughty Dog cancels The Last of Us online multiplayer game, which I was looking forward to as well, too. That got canceled. And then Avatar A Quest for Balance. And last but not least,
Avatar: A Quest for
Force
Balance. It's a video game. It's terrible. Trust me.
listen, I mean, I'm glad I ain't play it. And last but not least,
Force Awakens.
E3 is officially done, just when we needed it most.
I thought you
Those,
would say the
He
Game
vanished.
Awards.
what's that?
I actually thought
No, unfortunately, they're still around. That could be the 6th flub.
Yeah.
The Video Game Awards are
That's
still
what's
a thing.
taking over.
There you go.
All the world premieres
Yeah.
E3 had now go to the Game Awards.
There you go. So those are your 5 nominees. Call of Duty falls very short. Day Before sucks. It gets pulled. Naughty Dog cancels Last of Us online multiplayer. And then you also have Avatar Quest for Balance. And E3 is officially done and gone for good. Those are your 2023 flub of the year.
Look,
Before Civ, before you say something, I've listen real quick. I've been to E3 twice. I've been to E3
He's
twice.
ready.
Smoke been once for sure. E3 was a mecca. E3 was
Yeah.
if you want to compare it to like heaven for gamers, it was a legit heaven for gamers. Legit.
Yeah.
I cannot lie about that. It's heaven for gamers. 100%. Like seriously.
you never knew who you were going to bump into.
For real, I bumped into a lot of
Straight
people. I bumped into a lot of celebrities, a lot of developers, a lot of people that were famous in order to actors, creators.
I mean, I'm playing side by side with John Cryer in a Star Trek game.
Dude, one time, real quick, it was Mario Tennis that was coming out soon, and I was in line, right? And then the person that I could have played that I played it and I left the line, and then the person that played a couple minutes after me was Reggie Fils-Aimé, dude. And I was like, yo, Reggie Fils-Aimé is right there in front of my face, dude. I was like, hey, Reggie, what's up, man? You're smiling, this little Reggie self, man. I was like, dude, this is insane, dude. Seriously. E3 was everything.
Of course, bumping into
Kojima.
Kojima,
Yeah.
You're the Smoke. Picture.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
what I'm saying. Like,
You
dude,
want a picture with me? Okay, why not?
yo,
He said, he told me to tell. He said, tell Sid Minded I love him.
that's so yeah, I got to go hands. I know
Oh.
Smoke, me and you probably gonna go hands down E3.
Yeah.
Probably cancels
Yeah.
in order to. Civ and Nick, what about you?
all right. Well, look, I mean, Call of Duty right now is kind of in a rut, but it'll bounce back.
Oh, for
I'm
sure.
not worried about them. But yeah,
Yeah,
Call
it still makes
of
money.
Duty 3 kind of sucks. Naughty Dog canceling Last of Us online game. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's heartbreaking, but I think we're still gonna get it. We're gonna get something someday. It's just right now they're not messing with it. But I would have liked to see it because they were hyping it forever. E3 is such a bummer. At least the one thing is that like at least there are other conventions, there are other shows like like Nintendo does their own thing, Sony does their own thing. That's okay. Not the
That's the way
same.
it
It's
is
not
now. They all
great.
do their own
To me,
showcases.
to me, to me, a flub is like an unforced error that is so egregious and unforgivable that you can never live it down. And like the day before,
Mm-hmm.
a game that was so bad that it put the it put the studio out of business
Yeah.
within 48 hours. It was so bad. I've been gaming
That's
for
first
as long
time.
as games have been games, and I can't ever remember anything close to that. I mean, it is, for all intents and purposes, probably contender for the worst game ever made.
Yeah.
You think about it.
You know what? Wow.
There are game companies that put out bad games, but they live through it. There are games that like have jeopardized the industry, but I've never heard of it like literally deep sixing a company within like a day or two of it being released.
The
That is
weekend.
mind blowing. That is insanity. Yeah.
It-
So I mean, for me, that's the one, man. You put
it's-
out a game and all of a sudden it puts your company out of business. That is a bad flop.
And you know what? And you know what? Like again, shout out to Norman Phillips on Facebook. He says same thing. You know, he says like I know Forsaken had the same issue, which Forsaken did, but it took the company a bit more to die than time to die. But one day, like it's like come on, it's just like that's an episode of 48 hours right there, cuz like for real. You know what I mean? That's a special episode of 48 hours, man, for a time for a company to die.
Man,
If I can buy a hoagie, right, and I put it in the fridge and it hasn't gone bad by the time that a developer has gone out of business after releasing a game, that's pretty freaking pathetic.
Yeah, that's crazy.
oh,
man.
they're on hoagie time.
And personally, I'd rather
They
eat
had the
that
nerve to
soggy,
say
I'd rather
shit
eat that
happened.
soggy hoagie than play that crappy game. So
Yeah,
that's
they
where I
had to
stand.
like shit happened.
Had the
Charlie,
nerve
get
to say
that
shit
buddy.
happened. I'm like, yo, really?
Yeah.
Yep. Nick, how about you, man? What's your biggest flaw of this year?
Well, like, okay, I put Avatar Quest for Balance because it's a terrible game. If you saw it,
Yeah.
like an Avatar fan, like to get the good ones, it takes a while for us. We're still waiting for that perfect one to come out, and this
Right.
one was a cash grab, terrible. It looked like a mobile game that should have just been like, it looked like a game that should have just been a mobile game. It was ridiculous. So whatever. But I completely agree with everything Civ just said. It's insane what they. It's insane. Like it's not even just what they did or what they tried to do. Insane. Like the timeline, it's crazy what just happened.
That game got a
E3
5
being
out of 10. That Avatar game got a 5 out of 10 on Steam though. That's
yeah,
crazy.
it's mixed, dude.
That's
mixed.
not like the worst I would have expected. I thought I was going to look at this
Yeah,
thing.
but the fact was I had what you call it, man? I had the day before wish list, man, ready to play,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
But
man.
Nick raises a good point.
It's-
Okay, so that cash grab about Avatar, there's a game company out there now. They're called Game Mill, and they do the same thing now that LJN used to do back in the 80s and 90s. Is they get these big ticket licensed games, like they'll get like Cobra Kai. They've done GI Joe. They've done like they get these big licensed names, right? At the Kong game or whatever. That was another one.
Yeah.
They do these games, and they're all freaking horrible. They're pathetic. Like they get these licenses and then just phone it in completely. So almost like all their games are complete crap. It just reminds me of like LJN. Remember when they used to do like the Back to the Future game and Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yep.
Game Mill is like the new LJN. It's so bad. So Nick, I almost want to go. I think Nick might have a point for that one being the bigger flub because at least the day before they only put out like one game or whatever, and then they went out of business. The problem is the Game Mill is still around, and they're still going to be putting out crappy ass games, and it's like pathetic. So it's almost
like endless runner segment. It's like half the dialogues cut out, recycled puzzles, like barely any like boss.
But the fact of the matter is, they're still fishing though. The studio with the day before, they're not fishing no more. They retired, cuz that's it. You know what I mean? It's insane.
I mean, well, I guess the question is, what's the harder flub of the year? The company that died instantly, or the one that's gonna keep stealing money and hopefully fizzle out? Like it's you know, they both suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
I
what's
don't
the
know.
bigger flub for this year, and right now the company that makes those games is still kicking, and then the other one is not.
Yeah. Donnie said, Donnie on Twitch, that's instant death, man, for that. Like, for real, it was, for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Like KO.
Yeah, basically. But
I'd almost like to see natural selection kick in and take out a developer that maybe, like, I don't like to see people lose jobs, but listen, if you're really going to if you're really going to be insistent
These guys
upon
had it
putting
coming.
out crappy product, like, at least do us all a favor and out yourself and then just go away. Don't stay out there continuing to make these low quality crappy games. Like, again, the Avatar thing, you might have me sold on that because it just bothered me because I got Cobra Kai too. I'm that one guy that bought that game, and boy, is it freaking horrible. It's almost to the point of unplayable.
Dude, it's very obvious these studios are like cheap companies like Nickelodeon and Netflix. They're going to go to them just to try and make a quick buck, and it's probably a licensing thing. Like, you know, like it's easy for them, and they're hoping to just turn a quick profit. It probably didn't cost anything to make, and maybe they made a buck off it.
If it's anything like LJN, what it ends up being is it's a pricing paradigm where they get these big licensing agreements and they don't take as big a cut as other companies. So like Naughty Dog is not going to partner with like Stranger Things or Netflix because they would want way too big of a piece of the pie. They have a lot more overhead. A little company like, you know, Game Mill, they just want to like put something out there just to say they did, and a couple people will buy it and they'll make their profit and whatever. Like these companies, they already got their money, so it's crazy. That's how that works. It's a shame.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's a tale as old as time. It's been going on since the 80s.
That's true.
Sucks.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
As long as those rhyme.
Well, with the votes that are tallied up, and you know, make sure I get with the votes that are tallied up, the winner of biggest flub of 2023 is
the upside down for this one.
Boy, that's a
it
I
is
was inverted.
absolutely the day before, man. The day before being the biggest flub of the year, man. And I'm surprised. Yeah, I thought E3 was going to take it. The day before being the biggest flub of 2023. And again, actually, you know what? I want to say the runner-up is that hacker that put out all those Marvel games.
No, we're not talking about that.
But anyway, I'm not going to. Yeah,
that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's it for real. Like, man, listen, that's going to be another time. But anyway, yeah, listen. But the day before, yeah, rightly so, man. That's just like I said, for a game to kill. Is that worse than?
It's the ghost of E3.
It's the day.
Guys,
it's the day.
It's so cold in here.
Hold on. It's the day before, like the Atari game of E3, of ET. You know what I'm saying? Like the modern day ET.
Yeah.
Well, in a way, it's worse.
It goes in the same category as potentially the worst game ever made.
Yeah, it's worse. It's way worse.
Yeah.
It's worse in the fact that, like, I just think they're two different things. I mean, you're talking about, like, one company who made one game and then killed itself. It's almost like Seppuku. At least Atari made a couple of decent games. I mean, they made a lot of good games back in the 80s. People forget.
Yeah,
this
true.
company they're batting
Atari's still around.
0. That's awful. Your batting average matters in this game. Atari brought us a lot of good things. They still do periodically, and you know, it's all's forgiven. It's fine. But man, this thing is a total dog. The day before, my God, not only that, but it was a ripoff of existing concept. They couldn't even plagiarize an idea properly.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can play me off now with the music.
I already did.
Well, here to play you off is the ghost of E3.
Done.
So we talked about the flub show of the year, or the flub moment of the year as well. But of course, 2023, there's also some feel good moments of the year as well too. Maybe we'll talk about some really great feel good moments. And for now, the nominees for biggest feel good moment of the year is Miles Morales shows forgiveness in Spider-Man 2. The second nominee is the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer officially drops and looks amazing. Third nominee is our boy Civic Minded gets hired as a full-time staff writer at Old School Video Game Magazine. Shout out to Civic Minded. Our fourth is Cyberpunk 2077 bounces back to become one of the best games of the modern era. True. Yep, Fan of Liberty really bounced back. And the fifth and last one is Sig from Jack and Daxter calls on Nick. Oh my God. That is your nominees for feel good moments of the year. Man, let's talk about that. Nick, let's start with you because I know what you're going to go with.
Look, we got to talk to Phil Lamar this year. It was awesome.
Well, that's going to be from
one of my favorite
That's
games
coming
of
up.
all
That's
time.
coming up. That's coming up. Yeah, that's coming up.
Well, yeah, that's another thing, but that was specifically a one
No,
moment in
feel
that
good moment
for
in
me,
video
was that.
games. Video games.
Well, oh my God, everybody in this. You know what? We're gonna
I'm
find
my
something.
impression.
Hang on, give me.
I'm gonna do my impression
I got
of
some.
Nick right now. Hold on, let me do my impression of Nick.
Oh my God, look who's here, guys! It's the trailer for GTA 6.
Oh my God.
All right, Jeff Kill.
They're here. Look at these numbers. It's
That's a lot of
insanity.
numbers.
It's obviously this. GTA 6 is like it's gonna be awesome. I've been replaying Red Dead 2 online recently. So much fun. Like this is gonna be great. This is gonna be such a
You've been
good
playing Grand Theft Horse.
Grand Theft Horse. What how much horsepower got? 1. It's going to be amazing. It's 100% GTA 6. It's going to be the most anticipated whatever when it comes out in, I don't know. If it comes out in 2025, I could see this easily in 2026, and that's fine. Let them cook. I can wait.
2028.
Right.
2028.
Right. Pretty much. Smoke, how about you, man?
Cyberpunk.
I
was
bouncing back.
Gonna come back. Yeah. Because of the fact that Phantom Liberty, I was really sold on it. I mean, they came back not only graphically wise, but story wise. It just felt more complete the way it should have been. The only drawback is not having a third person mode. But other than that, yeah, it made a good comeback.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know what? I got to definitely agree. I gotta agree. Cyberpunk bounces back, man. Seriously, we thought Cyberpunk was dead. You know what I'm saying? So for them to honestly really, buckle down, man, and say like, we screwed up, man. Here's, let's twist everything now, man. Let's mold it to what we envisioned it to be. They got some good people. Storyline that kicked up a notch, man, and then Cyberpunk just basically became a force to be reckoned with for sure. So definitely Cyberpunk, man. Absolutely. Sith, how about you, man?
When Cyberpunk came out, I put 5 hours into it and I put it away for about 2 years. No, literally 5 hours. And it was 5 hours too many.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really felt that the game was very rushed, unpolished, very glitchy, missing assets, missing playability. But I knew, and I said it at the time, you can roll the tape on this. I did say someday this is going to be a great game. It's there. The formula is definitely there. It's right there. It just needs some time. It needs to cook a little longer, and it's going to be a great game. Here we are. I put 5 hours into that game in its first 2 years. This week, 1 week, I put 40 hours into it just this week. I love that game to death. That is the game I'm currently playing. I'm finally like really, really getting into it, and it's good. It really is. That's the thing. People are always going to lord over it that it had a rough start, and I feel bad because as people still say that same thing about No Man's Sky. You can't talk about No Man's Sky without saying, "Oh, but remember it had a rough start." Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, we was there too, but when we played it again, dude, right now it's beautiful, dude.
Yeah, so the feel-good moment for me was the redemption that they got, because you remember they were a victim of a hack too. CD Projekt Red had that, they had that ransomware situation. People were dogging them left and right. I felt bad for them. I really did. Yeah. Clearly, they were pressured to put the game out earlier than it was ready, and I think that's a cautionary tale. Maybe we should be a little more patient with the games in the future.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
But at the same token, too, they need to stop getting everyone hyped, and it's not coming out for another 3 years and showing us in 2021. Here's a trailer for an upcoming game, and then we gotta wait 4 or 5 years.
It's not gonna be out for a while. Yeah, you're right.
Here's pre-alpha footage.
Yeah,
hey, here's
true.
It's just like
Skyrim in 8 years.
Like Warhammer, like they were supposed to come up with Warhammer 2 the end of this year, and then what happened? Boom! Doesn't come out till the end of next year. Stop, companies. We know you're trying to get that hype going, but that's way too early hype that you're doing.
Yeah, right.
Cyberpunk, not only did they went above and beyond, because not only did they catch up to the expectation where we expected the game to be, it has now far surpassed it. And that sucks in a way because I feel like, dang, like so many people have already like drifted away from it. They won't give it a second chance. I would implore anybody out there, if you own it, if you don't own it, if you can pick it up somewhere, give it a second shot. It's a fantastic game. I guarantee if you're into that kind of stuff, it's really, really good.
Well,
And
just like
it's still not perfect, by the way. It's still got it's glitch. I fell through the ground the other day.
Mhm.
I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah,
still
yeah.
got
What happened in the game?
You'll clip sometimes, yeah, for
but
sure.
it's fine. It's listen, man. I mean, I don't really have any significant complaints about it at this point. I think it's fantastic. It's a really great game.
Mm-hmm.
So that one
And-
gets my. Are we unanimous on?
That,
on-
yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. With everybody in the chat has pulled together, and of course, the winner for Feel Good Moment of the Year is Cyberpunk 2077. Man, bounces back. Absolutely, man. Like seriously, well deserved Cyberpunk 2077 for coming back and taking over. You know, seriously, that's what they needed to do. That's what they needed to do, and yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. So, yeah, big congratulations to Cyberpunk 2077, man. Winning the award for Feel Good Moment of the Year.
Well deserved. Well deserved.
All right, so
Very nice.
We got a few more awards left. Let's run through them real quick because we got the PTC Pass the Controller Show Moment of the Year. Now, for those that follow us in our endeavors and our adventures, man, we've had a lot of great accomplishments this year, man. I mean, seriously. This is our 6th year. This is our 6th year of doing this show. We had 6 seasons, and it feels like we're getting more and more. It's the accomplishments we have done so far to put out content for y'all, man. To be there live, to meet y'all face to face, man. It's been a pleasure. First of all, from all of us, and then we had again, like just said, we just want to put out some of the stuff that we have done as a group. This year that we want to really applaud, man, and actually put it in your minds to make sure that you do not miss us for 2024. So, the PTC Show Moment of the Year nominees are 1, which I'm still mad about because I had to work. Nick's panel interview with Roger Craig Smith at the Too Many Games Video Game Convention. Big shout out to Nick, man, for taking over that. Seriously, man, yeah, you did your thing because I'm so mad I had to work. 2nd, it's the Phil Lamar interview. That was great. 3rd, it's the Metal Gear Solid panel at Too Many Games. So Quentin Flynn, Cam Clark, David Hayter, that Civ and Smoke did. Man, big shout out to Civ and Smoke for handling that interview. 4th, interviewing Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario, just before he announced his retirement, which was like right on point too, man. That was great, man. So shout out to Civ for handling that as well too. And of course, again, Civic Minding is hired as a full-time staff writer for the Old School Video Game Magazine. Big shout out to Civ, man, for doing this thing. So
What's that in there twice? Get that out of there.
That is the 5.
Yeah, it's gotta be video
That
game
is the
related.
5
Yeah,
nominees.
it's a typo. I'm
That
taking
is
that
the-
out.
That is the 5 nominees for PTC Show Moment of the Year. So let's go ahead and let's talk about it, man. Listen. I because now again, chat. If you have followed us in our endeavors, for sure. Again, like I said, you'll know what we've done, especially if you had Too Many Games. If you have watched the show. You saw our Phil Lamar interview, and our Phil Lamar interview is still posted on our YouTube. You can check it out as well too. That is still on our VODs. And then of course, if you want to read, Civic, matter of fact, Civic, I know you took it out, but it's still in there.
Yeah.
But still plug your plug as well too.
All right, so that was a typo, by the way. I do apologize.
We still put it in there, but go ahead,
double nominated.
And
That was really weird.
Put it in there.
No,
Yep.
but yeah, so earlier this year, I previously worked as a freelance writer for a couple different video game books and magazines. I've done that periodically, and I've had the honor of partnering with a lot of like really top talent author-wise within the industry. I've worked with, oh my gosh, Brett Weiss and dang, what's his name? Pat Contry.
Yeah.
It was another one. Wittenhagen, Hogan, these guys, like a couple different big time writers. And it's always been cool to partner with them and do some things. I've previously done some work with a magazine called Old School Gamer Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And did an article for them a while back. And that was parlayed earlier this year into me becoming a full-time staff member for them. So I'm officially a writer contributor for them. I have my first issue under my belt here. So we're pretty happy about that. So growing up, I was always a big fan of Electronic Gaming Monthly and Game Pro and all those magazines, video games, computer entertainment, all that stuff. So I was a big time collector, and now it's kind of cool to see like my own words in print in a magazine. So it's a lot of fun. So anyway, just a plug. So I'm not nominating
Congrats.
myself for any award for that, but I'm just asked to
There you
plug
go.
it.
That's
So,
all we do, man. Just a little clap.
all right, so the nominees, we have Nick's panel with Roger Craig Smith. We had the Phil Lamar interview, the Metal Gear Solid panel at Too Many Games, and interviewing Charles Martinet. Hands down for me, wow, this one's easier than I thought it was going to be because I gotta say, Nick knocked it out of the freaking park this year. His
Mhm.
panel with Roger Craig Smith gets my vote. It was amazing. The
Yep.
chemistry was off the chart. It was incredibly entertaining. It was informative. The crowd was super into it. Roger had a great time. We had a great time.
Mhm.
We're going to publish it eventually. We do have the video. I think so. We reposted somebody else who had posted their version of it. But I mean, dude, from beginning to end, it just was captivating. And that's what you want. You want something that's going to be super fresh and super fun like that. And for me, that's one that I can watch over and over. I'm like, oh my God, it's just moments of hilarity interspersed with like a lot of really great information. So
Right.
again, kudos to Nick, man. That's the one that gets
Yeah.
my vote.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Smoke, how about you, man?
Of course, it has to be Phil Lamar because not only did Phil Lamar come on our show, we were really grateful to have him, but we extended the show out because he enjoyed the show. We thought he was going to be on for maybe 30 minutes. He ended up being on the show for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
he was
you know,
awesome.
And
He hung out.
He
It was
loved.
awesome.
He really was very engaging with the fans and us. He answered just about any question we threw at him, and we just had a good time. It was like he was just like an added member to the group and all that stuff. But yeah, Phil Lamar. I mean, there were so many great moments for us this year, so many accomplishments. You know, of course, with David Hayter, and because we forgot to throw that in there, my interview and Civa's interview with David Hayter, the one-on-one with him, and everything else. But yeah, there were so many great moments. But for me, it's got to be Phil Lamar because it was more personal for us to be able to sit with him. And we're just like, you know, he's not on a time limit and all. Even though he was like, hey, you know, I'm be on for 30 minutes and end up surprising us and being on for 2.5 hours. So I got to say Phil.
And Phil is not shy either.
Nope.
He'll take any question. He never dodges anything. You never feel like he's giving you a BS answer. And the thing I liked about Phil, and no matter some celebrities are, you know, they're like on that continuum of evasiveness. Sometimes they're pretty truthful with you, but sometimes they'll spin things a little bit just because you know they have to keep up, you know, appearances. Phil is legit. He didn't sugarcoat a single thing. There were questions that I wanted to ask him for like years, like decades, ever since his Mad TV stuff. And he took everything, every question we asked him, everything we threw his way. He was upfront. He was super real about it. I was like, dang, that's honesty you rarely get with people. But
In the
yeah.
middle of a strike too. Like he,
Yeah.
you know, it was all. It
Well,
was awesome.
it was just before we got him right before it.
Yeah, right before the strike. Yeah.
And yeah, so the timing was perfect. But yeah,
Great, yeah.
yeah.
Seriously. And I
I'll be
agree
over
with
here
that.
if you need me.
Yeah, I agree with that too, man. I feel
No,
like
it was close. I think it was like a day or two away.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got him right before that.
Yeah.
All right, so he was thinking about it.
Yeah, but I agree. Like Phil Lamar I was so comfortable talking to Phil, man. Probably one of the most comfortable interviews I've ever had in our whole 6 years of being PTC. Like seriously, probably one of the again. I just feel like just sitting back. You could crack open a beer, just talk to Phil, man. Just like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Phil was really comfortable, man. I was like
Clapping with Phil.
Yeah, like seriously, it was just insane how we, again, like you said, we could throw him any question. And this dude is like it's like an uncle, man. Uncle Phil, putting out all the answers, man, giving us the love, man, for sure. So Phil Lamar, and again, like I said, chat, if you have not seen the interview, it is on our YouTube page. Check out PTC Gaming Show on our YouTube, and the VOD is right there. You cannot miss it, man.
I'll share it on our
yeah,
story.
please do so. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll share it
please.
again.
Absolutely, because one is probably the interview you cannot miss. It was just so heartwarming,
good
man,
time.
for real. And like I said, after this, I wish we did like a little subscriber thing, man. Because after the show, we were just BSing with Phil. I wish y'all could see and hear that too.
That'd be a great show. BSing
seriously.
with Phil.
BSing with Phil. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, he just back, laying back and like, yo, Phil, how's, blah, blah, blah. And it was just a lot of stuff that, that wasn't addressed on the show that was like, man, I didn't know that about Phil. Phil's a really OG dude. You know what I'm saying? So Phil Lamar, absolutely, 100%. Was the best moment 2023 for me, man. Absolutely. But Nick, how about you, man? Last but not least.
I mean, like I'm not gonna toot my own horn or anything like that. Instead, I appreciate it. And I couldn't do any of that stuff with any of you guys, and it was but being on stage was great. It's really made me think about like maybe doing something like that or trying to be more present, and all that with online and all that. But oh God, it was so much fun and like getting to talk to those people was great. But yeah, talking with Phil was awesome. That was so much fun. Watching Invincible and seeing him get to come in now finally, like, he's great. He's a legend, and to humble us with his time was it was truly an honor. It was a lot of fun. And then yes, Roger talking with me. Hey Roger, if you come back, if you're listening, I'm ready. I got more questions. I got
Shoot,
game
man,
ideas.
I'm ready, cuz I was so freaking.
I got some ideas. So
man,
like,
my notes,
we'll work
man,
on it,
I
but
was
still.
like, man, listen, so it was so crazy, man, because I was like, that was one the Roger Craig Smith interview, man, and before I handed it off to you, and I was like, I had, I had like it was really, I had like no notes because I was like a lot of things I wanted to say and sit down with Raj, and just following Raj for years and years. And I'm like, I don't need no notes for this guy, man. Like, I know what to talk to him about, dude.
Crazy.
So you handled it well, man.
Because like you're a huge Sonic fan, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then like I finally do all this research, and obviously I've known who he was, but then like when I fully like realized like what he's done, Ezio is a big character for me. I love Ezio.
Yep.
He's been Captain America, he's been Batman, Arkham Origins. That was great.
Yeah.
Ultraman Taro and the Ultraman series, like my favorite. Like I was going down this list, all these people he's been, and I'm like, this guy's great. I've listened to this guy forever. Like, this is awesome. And like getting to talk about all that stuff and doing it was awesome. It was so much fun.
Facts.
Roger,
exactly.
if you're listening, come on down. Oh man, it was such a cool guy, such a good experience. Like, Mark, I'm sorry you couldn't be there, but man was like glad you weren't there.
No, I'm glad you stepped up too, man. Which I was like, I had faith in you. So
yeah. I'm
great,
ready
dude.
for next year. TMG 2024.
Absolutely.
Like, let's go.
And,
I'm ready.
That's another plug in too. So Chad, if you did get a chance, make sure that you always attend Too Many Games, man. TooManyGames.com will get you the link over there. You keep up to date with what's happening for each year for Too Many Games, and best be sure that we will be there to go ahead and to talk to your favorite people, celebrities and all that too as well. Hopefully, that will be the case for every year for next year, man. But again, listen, we had fun. They had fun 2023 for sure, But we will always rock out every year for Too Many Games, man. So make sure for one con that you got to plan on going to meet us and your favorite celebrities, Too Many Games, man. Like I said, TooManyGames.com. All right, there we go. That's my plug-in for Too Many Games. And I got listen. Even the chat agreed, man, because even Sip Chat Play, shout out to Sip Chat Play on Facebook and Twitch, said that he shared the Phil Lamar interview to others to inspire others, man. And that was inspiring as well too. Like seriously, inspiring to me. As far as like trying to get into like the voice acting side as well too, man. I was like, I just wanted little tidbits, and Phil Lamar actually inspired me to really, push and just some key advice, man. As far as hey, what to do, next time. Which I cannot wait. But, of course, I feel like this is really a unanimous. The winner of PTC Show Moment of the Year is Phil Lamar's interview, man. Shout out to Phil Lamar, man, for sure, for actually doing that, yo. So we're going to definitely.
I had to send him something.
Yeah, we're going. I'm going to hit
you. We're definitely going to let everybody know.
Yeah, we're going to hit you up on Twitter.
Every year we tag everybody. Yeah,
we're going to hit him up on Twitter for sure, man. So there we go. Now we're gonna get into the we got like 5 more awards left. We're gonna get to the meat and potatoes. We got best soundtrack, man. This is my forte, my field. I love it, man. All that kind of good stuff, man, because I love music. I love music and everything. This is to celebrate the music of 2023 in video games. Listen, the best soundtrack. Let me go and load it up, man, because we got a lot to show. The best soundtrack ever. The nominees for the best soundtrack for 2023, let me go and put that up for the panel to see as well too, is Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, Hi-Fi Rush, Lies of P, The Crew Mortarfest, and last but not least, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Those are your 5 nominees for best soundtrack of 2023. All right, panel. Let's talk about that, man. What we got?
Hi-Fi Rush, get it out the way. Okay, move on.
I agree. I've never seen a game that uses music in a way that game does. It's literally perfect. So not only is the music excellent, but just if the music were in any other game, it would still be great. But the way that the game organically uses music as a mechanism to drive the game, oh my God! I mean, it's
Dude, can I also
hands down.
can I also say that again? Like I've saved the whole like Spotify playlist, right? Smoke, you was in the car when I played the playlist, man. We was driving to what you call the arcade one time, and honestly, dude, like I said, the mechanics of this using the soundtrack, man, to be the phases of the boss battle, man, like that Nine Inch Nails song, man, Million, right? That was in phases, you know what I'm saying? Like it didn't play because you got to go through the first phase, and that's the first verse of Nine Inch Nails' song, right? And then when you get to the second phase, like they just like when you don't pass the first phase, it just loops, like the actual song loops and all that too. And then when the second phase comes, that's when who's the lead singer of Nine Inch Nails, man? I got this off the top of my head, but I forgot.
Trent Reznor.
Thank you. He goes into the second verse, and I'm like, oh snap! I was like, this joint is actually dope, cuz seriously, everything Fiona Apple's, and I'm not a fan of Fiona Apple, but Fiona's Apple song when you fight that woman, Cash Me, that song right there is amazing, cuz I was like, yo, this is a bop, cuz this is everything in it, man, and I've talked about that too, to like my chat, everything about. Just not even beside the boss battle music, but like which is the stage music and all that. It just keeps you on your toes. It keeps you on your toes. I have not stopped dancing from start to finish in that game, man. Like my foot just kept on tapping. That's how great the game was. Hands down, Hi-Fi Rush. Nick, you are the last person. What say you, man?
Hi-Fi. It's hi-fi. There's no. We all move on. It's hi-fi. We're all in agreement. It's
All
hi-fi.
right, let's get this out of the way.
So real quick, I gotta give a shout out to because everybody's saying Hi-Fi Rush, but I'm gonna give a shout out to Retro Cat Adventure. He says Cyberpunk. It did have a good soundtrack as well too. I enjoyed it, but that's just my
all these games have amazing soundtracks.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. He says Norman Phillips he says I absolutely love Pizza Tower soundtrack. In person, I gotta play Pizza Tower, which is great too, man. I want to hear
game.
that, because a lot of people's actually putting out for Pizza Tower as well, but. We collected all the votes here, and the winner for best soundtrack is.
We collected all the votes here.
Hands down, Hi-Fi Rush, dude. Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi
Everybody
Rush.
is doing all that Hi-Fi Rush, dude. Hi-Fi Rush is amazing. Like seriously.
That sounds bad.
That
all
does
the kids
sound
are
bad.
doing that Hi-Fi
All
Rush.
the kids doing that Hi-Fi Rush and
All the kids
hippity,
are on that Hi-Fi.
that hippity. Let's go.
They need Jesus. They need Jesus.
We gonna go to the best graphics, and the best graphics, of course, showcases crispiness, man, of the video games, the visuals that you see. Video games that pop out in front of you, man. You can see the pores in people's faces, and of course, we got the greatest systems like the PlayStation 5 for PC, Xbox, and all that too. That actually showcases a lot of the great visuals and the graphics of certain games, man. So we're going to laud and basically praise the top 5 games that we feel have the greatest graphics of this year. And the nominees for best graphics of 2023, let me put it up there and show the panel. The nominees are Cyberpunk 2027 Phantom Liberty, Dead Space Remake.
Why it's so small?
I don't know. Hi-Fi Rush, again, Lies of P, and last but not least, Spider-Man 2. Those are your 5 nominees for.
I feel like Spider-Man being
best
nominated
graphics.
is like when the Avengers was nominated for best VFX at the Oscars. It's like, yeah, that one, yeah.
All right, this is gonna be good. Best graphics, man. What's been crispy to you? What's been crispy? I want to go to Smoke first, man. No, actually, Smoke. Hold your thought. We'll go to Nick first, man. Nick, because I know what you're gonna say. Nick, what you?
I'm gonna pick Spider-Man. Dude, like I recently, I finally got a PS5 basically for this game. I upgraded my TV. It was something to watch, and playing in photo mode, like, and the New York City that they built and all the effects from when Sandman attacks to when things happen later in the game, like it's crazy what goes through. I can't wait for them to. I'm definitely gonna have fun when they add the mission replays and change the time of day. And Insomniac said they're going through a lot, but they're working on that stuff, of course. That's the fun of it, exploring New York as that hero. And boy, do you see it very crisp. It's insane how crisp. It's like you go get bacon, egg, and cheese down on the 4th. You know what I'm saying? Like on the corner. You know, you could do it. Go New York, baby. Yeah, we there. Hey, in the Bronx. Hey, ho, and the Queen. Hey, it's great.
Smoke,
It's
what's
such a good time.
Smoke, what's your game? What's your crispiest game that you played, man?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Then
Hey.
Cyberpunk's a solid follow-up, but Spider-Man, because right out the gate it was boom, boom.
Yep.
You didn't, Cyberpunk, even though it made its mark, but it took a minute to cook. Spider-Man 2 was already cooked. It was already ready to serve and eat right there on the spot.
I like that
An
anecdote.
opening
I
number.
like that anecdote,
Put that in
man.
the soundtrack category.
I like that. I like the visuals.
The
Siv, how
opening
about you,
riff
Siv?
was great.
I love the art style of Hi-Fi Rush. I love the way Dead Space Remake took those assets that they started with in the original game and just, glow up everything. It just looks freaking amazing. But my choice, I gotta go with Cyberpunk 2077. That is a massive, massive game that has so many different types of art styles and so many different graphical components, and it just looks absolutely, I don't say amazing, but I mean, like, you believe you're there. You're running around that city, you're doing the stuff. Like, the interior of every car looks different, every gun looks extremely distinct, characters are all individualized. Nothing in that game feels like it's a cookie cutter. Everything looks like it was created with
Nothing lacks polish.
intent. Everything has intent. Yeah, you don't really see too much of the same thing reused, like, ever. And you're sitting there going, how can a game even work like that? But they made it happen. That game was pure ambition from the time it was conceived. And one thing you can say, I mean, any way you want to cut it, yeah, sometimes there are performance issues, sometimes there was some bugginess to it, but nothing beats just the visual appeal of that game. It is one of the prettiest games I've ever seen, and it is breathtaking every time I play it. I'm not used to that. Every time I fire it up, I'm like, wow, this represents the best that games can look, period. So I'm going Cyberpunk 2077.
I feel you. I think I'm going to go with, and not being biased here, but just the way that it's presented, is Hi-Fi Rush. Only because the visuals, the comic visuals, man, pops out, really. They do. You know what I'm saying? It's like reading a comic book, and it's just, for all of us that are comic book readers as well too, man, it just pops out at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, Hi-Fi's animated, it's just a great animated, it could be an anime if it wants to be. It could really be an anime. It could be a full featured film for all that, just how crispy it is, man. Like, I love it. I loved it, man. I mean, it's just so amazing. The details that the game has, man. I mean, honestly, it's breathtaking. I love it, dude. Like I said, shout out to Cyberpunk and Spider-Man and the rest of the nominees as well, too. But I just felt like Hi-Fi Rush kind of popped out to me more than anything else, man, as far as the nominees go, man. Absolutely.
It's hard to sleep on Lies of P, too.
For sure.
It's good.
Yeah.
The only disadvantage is, I think, thematically it's most of the same thing you keep seeing. Whereas I think some of these other games, they mix things up just a little bit better, maybe. I don't know. But I mean, Lies of P looks great. I mean,
facts, exactly.
It's a hard category, man.
It's a hard category. It's hard.
They're all different types of games too. One, you got a cell shaded game. Then you have Cyberpunk, which is like a future day glow industrial game. You got Lies of P that has more of like a neo-Victorian look, and they're all different. What the hell are you supposed to say?
That's true. You gotta listen. That's why 2023 is a great year for sure.
And then you got New York, baby. New York in the Bronx. Hey.
But we have our votes counted for, and of course, the winner for best graphics is
The day before.
Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is the winner. Congratulations, Spider-Man. For winning that, man.
I will accept the Passie on behalf of the Spider Society. Thank you.
Hail Hydra.
So that is our best graphics, man. So now, like I said, we're coming to the tail end of our show. But before we go to the game of the year, as well as the other game of the year that's been, voted by you guys well too, we have an award that is called the Lifetime Achievement Award. Now, the Lifetime Achievement Award is going to be presented by Civ, but before that, the Lifetime Achievement Award is presented. It's been handed down as far as to iconic figures in the video game industry. Last year we did Reggie Fils-Aimé, you know, and those that have put an impact in our hearts and minds as gamers, made a difference in the video game industry, a difference in the video game world as well too, and kind of made a pathway as well too for all of us and for everybody that's working now in the industry as well too. And the community has followed this iconic figure for the longest. Now, Civ, if you don't mind, please talk about the Lifetime Achievement Award and the recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah, thank you. So in previous years, we've bestowed this award, this very prestigious award, upon such greats as Jerry Lawson,
Yes,
who worked for the Fairchild Channel F. He created basically the video game cartridge. That was his idea. Ralph Baer has been a recipient. He's the father of video games. Nolan Bushnell, founder of Atari, and also Chuck E. Cheese. And then of course, Reggie Fils-Aimé, president and CEO of Nintendo, and all of them have left such an indelible mark upon the industry that it would be impossible to have the current industry we have today without their contributions. So this person that we nominated this year, and we feel is the rightful recipient of this award for lifetime achievement, somebody that made such an impact in the industry and such an indelible mark that it only took them 6 years to do it. They only worked in the industry for 6 short years. But let me tell you a little bit of a story. If they didn't work in this industry, if they never existed, if they never stepped foot in this industry, here's what would have happened. Coming out of the 8-bit era, Nintendo would have kept the lead immediately. They would have gone right into producing the Super Nintendo entertainment system. The 16-bit era would have consisted of essentially one console. It would have basically dominated Sega. It would have been game over. Prior to the Sega Mega Drive / Genesis, they had done the Sega Master System that ran a very distant second to Nintendo's entertainment system back in the mid-'80s. And Nintendo at the time, we're jumping around here time-wise, but of course, they basically reinvigorated the entire industry with the advent of the NES. So Sega all of a sudden decided, you know what? We're just not happy with having second place. So why don't we just shoot for the moon? And that's when they brought aboard somebody who had spent a lot of time in other industries, such as the toy industry, and did some comparable contributions elsewhere. But the gentleman of which we're talking about here is the Sega of American CEO from 1990 through 1996. And of course, we're talking about Mr. Tom Kalinske. He spent 18 years previous to his time at Sega. He was at Mattel, 18 years, enjoyed a lot of success there. He invigorated the Barbie toy line, came up with a lot of new toys and contributions during his time there. He was later recruited to be the president and CEO of Sega of America from 1990 through 96. While Kalinske was CEO of Sega of America, the company grew from being a $72 million valuation to just north of $1.5 billion. And the market value of Sega grew from just under $2 billion to more than $5 billion. So he literally more than doubled their valuation as a company. His biggest contribution, though, is Tom broke with tradition and made several key decisions that directly opposed Sega of Japan's leadership team during his time, but ultimately led to Sega having multiple successes in the end. He pushed multiple ideas, innovations that directly competed with Nintendo, and ultimately led to what would eventually become known as the 16-bit console war of the 90s. Without Tom, Nintendo would have just had a heyday. They would have run unopposed. The 16-bit era, essentially would have been considerably less eventful, and Sega's name would have perished from existence. There was no plan B for Sega. The Genesis had to succeed. And one of his biggest contributions, and I've seen it pulled up right now because Mark just had it up there, Tom was pivotal in going after are you playing me off?
No, I'm not playing you off.
I was like, I was gonna say, I heard
I'm not playing you off.
Well, I saw we're making it play me off. No, but he really he opposed some of the decisions that were being made by Sega of Japan, and one of his biggest contributions, of course, was that he insisted upon Sonic the Hedgehog being included as a pack-in title with the Sega Genesis after Altered Beast just wasn't really cutting it. And that is what put Sega on the map. It's what has sustained them to this very day. These were the decisions that, remember Genesis does, Nintendo don't. He was responsible for that. He was responsible for the blast processing thing. He wanted all the the hip young kids, the teens, to get on that new system and stuff. He basically encouraged people to graduate from Nintendo and get more serious about gaming with the Sega Genesis. So, Tom, 6 years, baby, but you did a great job, man. You're out there still grinding away, doing your thing. He's since moved on, to other ventures. But man, without Tom Kalinski's contributions to the industry, we would not have the industry we have today. Also, we probably wouldn't have the PlayStation, because if you recall, Nintendo went to Sony to partner after Sega said they didn't want to with Sony. They would have been basically the only bidder for the first disc-based video game system, or in an alternate reality, they never would have pursued that, and they would have gone straight cartridge, and we would have not had any kind of disc-based systems until much later down the road, most likely. So because of Tom, that ripple effect really created a much broader, much more competitive industry where the gamers felt like we were the ones that won in the end. So kudos to Tom. Tom, this is for you, buddy.
Yeah, Tom.
Happy trails.
We wouldn't have McNucks without him.
There you go. Exactly, man. My fandom would not be here without Tom, dude. So Tom has been a part of my life for sure. You know what I mean? And listen, that's a man right there, cuz seriously, like right there alongside Reggie Fils-Aimé, man. You know, that's like the monument, man. What's it called, man?
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. You know what I mean?
It's funny because now we had somebody from Atari. We had Nolan Bushnell.
Yeah.
We had somebody from Nintendo with Reggie Fils-Aimé, and now we have Tom Kalinske from Sega. And I didn't even realize that before we put this list together. I never even realized.
So
next year,
Xbox.
Xbox. Yeah, Bill Gates. We're gonna throw his name up there.
I mean, listen, Phil Spencer, man. Listen, hit us up. I don't know.
Probably. You know what? Hey, jokes aside, Phil's done a great job.
Yeah, he does, man. So, but big shout out to Tom Kalinske. So, Tom Kalinski's awarded the 2023 Lifetime Achievement Award, and rightly so. Seriously. So.
Does Sega stand for Serious Gaming? Is that what that is?
Serious Gaming.
I think Civ said Serious Gaming. I'm just checking it. I don't know what Sega stands for, and the more I think about it,
it's an acronym. I forgot what the four letter. I forgot what it's.
You really don't know, do you?
I'm 26. No, I don't. I know what PlayStation stands for. I don't know what the X and Xbox stands for. Does anybody?
Extreme.
Xylophone.
Anyway, so we've come.
It's service games. Mm-hmm. Service games with Sega. Service games.
I like serious games better.
I do too. I'm with you. I don't have service games.
Let's start a company called Sega, but it doesn't stand for that Sega. It's a different Sega.
Our buddy Jason Richardson in the chat says sensational games. There you go. You know what I mean? Sexy games. It's all sexy games. Every Sega game is sexy games. Sexy games. Sexy games.
Sensational.
Absolutely. Now we have come to
I am the Senate.
Main awards. The two main awards everybody's looking forward to. Of course, one is the Game of the Year Award. Now, the Game of the Year Award, of course, is the industry standards, man. Of course, games that have been lauded by the industry, that is being applauded by numerous people in the video game community and industry to be the top caliber games in order to. That's fine. That is great. So we're going to do the same thing too. We're going to actually go ahead and laud this game award, which called the Game of the Year that the industry has put up for sure. Because we got something else after that as well too. So the 2023 Game of the Year. We put it up here. Here we go.
What a year. Look at we can make a whole other list of just the games that didn't make the list, and they could,
Exactly.
Crazy. It's
crazy.
crazy.
The nominee for Game of the Year is Baldur's Gate 3, Street Fighter 6, Dead Space Remake, Alan Wake 2, and last but not least, Spider-Man 2. That is your nominees for Game of the Year. All right, let's go, panel. Let's see. What we got.
You give the best inflection.
Spider-Man 2. Moving on.
Now I did vote for, as far as Game Awards, I did vote for Spider-Man 2 as well too. So I'm sticking with my guns here. Spider-Man 2. Absolutely. Like I was so mad when Baldur's Gate won. But anyway, I digress. Civ, what you say, man?
Going with Dead Space remake. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because that game, if it would have come out about 7 months later, it would have been nominated everywhere. That game is a masterpiece. It's very difficult to take a game that's already great, that's already basically perfect, and make it considerably better. You just don't think that it's possible. And it's the same thing that Capcom has done in recent years with the Resident Evil games. You know, they're taking a formula. It's like, man, if you don't do it just the right way, it's going to fail. But luckily, Dead Space 2 or Dead Space Remake is everything it set out to be and then some. It is an absolute masterpiece. It's built to be a next gen game. I loved the first three games. I know I'm partial, but man, what they did with it, it exceeded all expectations. Also, don't sleep on Street Fighter 6. That's a comeback story of its own right there. Street Fighter 5 had a rough history, wasn't as well received. You know, Capcom listened to the audience. They made some course corrections, put out one hell of a game. Pound for pound right now, Street Fighter 6 is the best fighting game in the world. Alan Wake 2, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, wow. Like it came out of nowhere and just blew everybody's minds. Like I haven't heard a single complaint about Alan Wake 2. Nobody. I've not heard one person
Good
go,
dancing.
I didn't like this, I didn't like that. It's great. That is a studio that just can't make a bad game if they tried.
True.
Spider-Man 2, again, basically a perfect game from a studio that, again, can't make a bad game. The only reason I wouldn't nominate it as Game of the Year, the only reason is because it to me, it doesn't do enough new things beyond the last game. And I don't mean it as a criticism. It's just another entry in a catalog of games that you already have a successful formula. It's very close. To me, it's almost like God of War. Like, okay, how many times are you going to keep making a perfect game? Like it's almost like you're so good at it, like you don't qualify anymore. I would say for like Tears of the Kingdom, it's like,
Nail
okay,
on the head.
get it. Like, yeah, it's good. Like, I don't say that immediately disqualifies it, but I just think of the one game in this entire list that did something that like jumped a good idea to a drastically greater level. Baldur's Gate 3, fantastic. But it does a lot of what Baldur's Gate 2 does. Alan Wake 2 does a lot of what Alan Wake, the original, does. Street Fighter 6. You get where I'm going.
Yep.
The game that I think did more with less and tried harder and pushed the envelope far beyond what it reasonably could have been expected was Dead Space Remake. It is an exceptional game.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well said. Well said. Nick, how about you, man?
It's crazy because, like, yes, Spider-Man, I would love for that to be it, but like like Civ said everything I'm thinking. Like, it's the same as like the Batman and all those games and everything like that. Like, it's a good formula, it works, but in terms of game of the year, it's definitely Spider-Man game of the year. But in terms of like game, like I just think like it's not my thing, but Baldur's Gate 3, it's just got like this mountain of like effort like that they put into it and all these like it's crazy to think about all the different like permutations of dialogue and everything in your party and all the things you can do. Like it's crazy. Like so like hats off to the studio and like good for all the fans. Like they're eating well. Like, it's great. Spider-Man, like I'll be honest, like I beat it like, you beat it and then that's about it. You wait for
So you
all
would
the other
say
things.
that the trophy for Spider-Man isn't in the bag. I can't. This thing is like, come on.
You gotta come closer. You gotta hold it in front of you. There you
it's
go.
a visual
Hold it in
joke.
front of your body. Hold it
It's
in
a
front of your
visual
body.
joke. Okay. All right, you get the
Well,
idea.
one
It's
best
a bag. Okay, it's a bag.
Well, the game had better graphics than you did, Brian. It's okay.
I feel like the day before I'm glitching out.
Oh man! All right, so
I'll give it to Boulders. I just think in terms of a game, that's what it is. What it does as a game, what you can do. Yes, I don't know. I'm not playing it. I'm not rolling dice and everything and all that. I'm like I played Spider-Man, like I love that, but like still, like you can get through Spider-Man pretty quickly. Baldur's Gate, there's a lot of stuff for you to do in that. And if you want to do it, good for you. That's not me. I did Spider-Man, but still, I give it to Baldur's Gate. kudos to them.
I like RetroCast comment says we'll go for Baldur's Gate 3. It captures the spirit of D&D. It is a classic RPG with when so many are trying to do things different, like Final Fantasy VII Remake. If you love RPGs, this is one of the best. Not to mock Spider-Man or knock Spider-Man 2 because to me that one is equal. As for Street Fighter 6, thank God it's not 5. 5 was awful in every regard. The rest, no real opinion, all good games. And Jason said the same thing. He said, I think Street Fighter 6 made a huge improvement from the lukewarm Street Fighter 5, man, which, again, like I said, 6 is, really been on ball, man. Like, I've been enjoying that from the start, man, for sure. But we have collected all the votes, and the winner for Game of the Year for 2023 is Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Marvel Spider-Man 2 takes Game of the Year, and rightfully so, man. Now, here's the thing, because we talk about the Game of the Year for sure. Like I said, shout out to all the other games as well, too. Like, Baldur's Gate is a phenomenal game, for sure. Yeah, I know he's mad.
He's going to turn into a bear and have sex with me or something. I don't know. I haven't played the game. I'm sorry, sir. You didn't win the Passie.
Surprisingly enough, man. There you go. But now, of course, this leads to our last award, which is entitled The Other Game of the Year. What is the other game of the year, you may ask? The other game of the year is games that y'all been talking about with us on PTC, games that we feel like has been overlooked, that really needs to shine, hasn't been really put up there by
Silver
the media
medal.
that much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, silver medal, you can say. The media didn't put up there that much, but we put it up there as probably the best games that we played in 2023, hands down, always. That's away from the regular norm of Game of the Year. So let's talk about the other Game of the Year award. And the other Game of the Year award nominees are, put it up there for people, because these games are phenomenal.
Put them up.
Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. I love that game. It's great.
Yeah.
Hi-Fi Rush. RoboCop, Rogue City. The Crew, Motorfest. And last but not least, WrestleQuest. Those are the 5 games that are nominated for the other Game of the Year. The other Game of the Year.
The other white meat.
The other white meat. All right.
What you call me?
Let's talk about it, man. What we got?
RoboCop. That's it.
RoboCop?
Yep,
Yeah.
RoboCop.
Okay. RoboCop. I like that. I got it. I've been clamoring, like I said, if it wasn't for
How about Godzilla?
I gotta listen. Hands down, I love. I would have gave it to Armored Core. Armored Core is beautiful, man. It's a great game. You haven't
So
played
much
it yet.
fun.
Oh my god, dude.
Stressful as hell.
Yeah, it is stressful, dude. I was so close to give it Armored Core,
It's
but of course I
fun.
gotta give it a high five for sure, man. So yeah.
-0.
Nick, how about you, man?
I'm going Armor Core. I had some fun with it. I was trying to make my my mech look like first the Red Dragon Thunder Zord from Power Rangers, and then the White Tiger Zord. Like I'm
Yeah.
just playing. It's fun, man.
It is so
You
much
do
fun.
all that cool stuff. Like what people are able to come up with it and all their builds. And I still got to go back through and do a couple more playthroughs and everything. But man, it's a giant mech fantasy. If you ever like Gundam or anything like that, and it's from software, so you know that they put polish on that, and then they really take care of it, and it's a good experience. And there's definitely maybe another one. They seem to always do, Armor Core like 4, and then a sequel to 4, and then 5, and then a sequel to 5. So we'll see what they'll do. They'll do DLC or whatever they'll add. But like, it's a good time. It's stressful.
Mhm.
It might not be for everybody, but hey, if you've ever been to any of that kind of stuff, give it a try. It's a lot of fun.
Facts. Exactly. Sif, how about you, man?
So, Mega Cat Studios WrestleQuest is one of the most unique video games I've ever played.
It is.
If you would have told me that they could successfully merge wrestling with RPG elements, I'd have told you you're probably out of your mind. But man, it works so well. Just everything, the dialogue, the story, the character design, layout, the art design, just the whole thing. It's so fun. I mean, it just hits on so many levels too. And if like you're an old school wrestling fan, like some of us are, man, it's just so fun. You look back and you're like, oh my God, like the references are insane. Such a fun game. THRU Motorfest is probably the best arcade racer ever made. It really does a lot of things so different, and there's so much stuff you could do in that game. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not meant to be Forza, and it's not meant to be Gran Turismo. It's not a simulator. It's just a fun, all-out club style racing game that's just pure excitement. It's just fun on so many levels. Like it put the fun back in racing, whereas so many other games they try and kind of don't quite get the formula. This game does it all. It's incredible, and it just has so much to offer. However, the game that I did not think I was going to end 2023 hyping up a RoboCop game.
Yo.
But no, it caught my attention just before it came out. It was kind of on my radar, but sometimes I'm like, something like that could go awry. Something like that could get screwed up. Now, RoboCop is one of the finest games. It is endlessly fun. It is so freaking fun.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't cut any corners. And you know damn well they did not have the budget that some of these other games did, but they made the best of it.
Right.
The story is incredible. The acting is great.
Yeah.
These are cool. The little like the fan service moments, the little like references to the other movies, dude. So it is the chef's kiss. It really is. The details that they did that they didn't have to do, but they did them anyway. It's what sets games like this over the top. They did not screw up. They rose the occasion and made a fantastic game. And if this year wasn't so freaking top heavy with so many other amazing games at the top of the heap, this game would have been in the regular game of the year contention.
Right, yeah.
It really is that good. Of course, you know, sometimes a little glitchy, maybe a little.
Right.
That's it. That's it. I mean, I had no.
You say it goes rogue.
It does, in fact, go rogue. I loved it. I thought it was absolutely amazing. Hearing Peter Weller come back and do the voice, obviously, winning for Best Actor earlier in the program here, well deserved. So I'm telling you, the other game of the year, it's RoboCop Rogue City.
All right, okay. I like it. And of course, chat from Twitch and YouTube and Facebook is pretty much putting it. Listen, I'll put it this way, man. Regardless, whoever comes out, especially this year, man, again, like we already talked about, 2023 has been an amazing year of gaming, man, like seriously. So shout out to everybody or all the games that we've partake. It's like a buffet, you know what I'm saying? But there's going to be one winner. And that winner of the other game of the year is RoboCop, man. Big shout out to RoboCop, man. I'm surprised. Yeah, that was a sleeper right there. RoboCop is your other game of the year, man. Listen, I mean, that'll be next year for sure. But yeah, listen. Oh my goodness, man. It's been such a fun year. Like legit, man. And we got more games 2024 to really look upon, man. Like we talked about the Outlaw Star Wars game, man, that I can't wait for that. You know, I don't know what y'all guys.
Final Fantasy 7 Part 2 remake or Part 2. Rebirth.
Yep, Rebirth. It's just a lot, man. So who knows what might take the awards for 2024 for the Passies, man. But it's been a phenomenal year to like celebrate video games, man. Sure. And of course, this Nick, you know, we'll put I can't with Nick, man. Nick,
Mark, end the show. I have to go. The Viltrum Empire is here.
I think of Mark more as a pet.
Listen, man, but real quick before we end it, man, like I gotta thank everybody for hanging with us for the season 6 of Pass Controller, man. First of all, I speak for everybody in saying that this has been a phenomenal season. We've done, again, the accomplishments that we've done. We're going to keep on going in 2024. You never know what we might have, you know what I'm saying? Listen, the episodes, the interviews, special guests, man, you got to stay tuned. So make sure that, again, if you haven't got a chance yet, man, hit that QR code on the screen right now, man, to follow us in our endeavors. When we announce certain cons that we're going to, make sure you be there to hang with us because we love hanging with y'all, man. It's like, seriously, it's amazing. And who knows, you know, there might be some certain surprises that we're going to put out for 2024, but you got to be there, man. So But again, thank you so much for hanging with us for the Passies, man. Listen, I don't know if anybody else has the last thing to say before I sign off. Nope.
Pass.
Exactly. So there you go.
There it is.
So for Nick, for Smoke, for Civic Minded, I am McNux. This has been the Passies. Thank you for watching the Passie Awards for 2024, our 4th annual Passie Awards. Be safe as always.
Yeah.
We will
Black
see
tie
y'all.
event.
Black tie event. We will see y'all for season 7 of Pass Controller. And as always, people, as always, get good.
Peace and hair grease.
There it is.